welcome to the 376th episode of the Geekverse podcast, and more importantly, the Golden Geeks. And you know what that means. We're going to talk about the best films of Geek in 2020. I am the Clown Prince of Podcast Trestno, and I'm joined by the First Lady of Geekverse.
Sorry, I was trying to get stuff going. I'm the person who was not loaded on YouTube, Jessica.
I was going to say, there's no one else that can answer that one in this one. There's only one First Lady, you know. I'm joined by the Assassin's Creed loving.
Taylor Field of Fields, Taylor Field.
Mm-hmm. I'm joined by the Zencaster host himself.
Your friendly neighborhood caster, Kirklin Patzer.
And making a special appearance, the Vancouver's own.
Oh, it's me, Dylan Muss. Glad to be back, my friends. Wow, a 5-person cast. Been a while, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's been a good minute.
It's been a hot minute.
Yeah, it's been a while. Taylor Field, where can they find us on the interwebs before we get going?
Ladies and gentlemen, you can find us with your internet connection or your 3, 4, 5G cellular connection, whatever you're using these days. You can find us. Geekverse.ca is our home base, or check us out on our social media, Geekverse Cast on Twitter, and then Geekverse on Facebook. And if you check us out on our Facebook, we have some very cool stuff going on right now, including our Marvel Legacy fan base poll, which right now is Punisher from Punisher Warzone versus Ben Affleck's Daredevil, which is a spicy round.
Wow.
I don't know what the votes are. I haven't looked yet, so.
I think Ben Affleck's destroying him right now. I don't think it's... Last time I looked, it was like 10-0, so we'll see how that goes. But
This is the last chance Punisher has, because he's been in here 3 times, 3 different iterations.
And he's lost. This will be his 3rd loss. Wow. So yeah, head over to Facebook. We got tons of stuff popping off. Head over to our Patreon and get early, exclusive, ad-free episodes. Soon we're going to be recording a bunch of commentary tracks and retrospectives, so those will be exclusive. January 23rd is the next After 9, so that's a Saturday. That's our Patreon call-in show. That's been fun. We're going to talk about some WandaVision. We're going to find some other topics. Speaking of WandaVision, every week we're reviewing it. Spoilers. Thank you to everyone who tuned in the last one. It did some really good numbers for us, so it's great to have the MCU back. Trying to think. Thank you to Carl Ritchie and Aaron Braden for Patreon producers. Check out our podcast network, 7 days a week, 10 shows, stuff swapping off there all the time. I think that is everything. Is there anything else you guys want to shout out before we get into this?
It was a couple weeks ago, but everyone go check out my Game of the Year episode. That was a lot of fun. I didn't watch many movies this year, but I played a lot of games, so I'm probably more qualified for that episode than this one. So go check that out.
There you go. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know what the Golden Geeks is, every year it's kind of our award show, our version of the Oscars. This is the, oh my goodness, the 5th annual one. It's half a decade one. So what we do is we have a bunch of categories, and then we fill the slots. This year is going to work a little different because obviously with COVID, lots of delays. We are thinking what we're going to do is we're going to put the nominees down to 3. So, well, the only one I think we could keep to... Well, I'm not sure. We can discuss this when we get around to all of them. I was going to say we could talk about what we're going to do for best film, but other than that, because there's lots of films that delayed, lots that, we tried to see as many as possible. We've seen most of the biggest ones, so that's what we're going to do. We throw out a couple nominations, we discuss them, and then we kind of debate and see what's going to kind of be the finalists. So we're going to start with Best Actor. The only reason I want to start with this for the outside people is when we were talking about this outside the cast, like how many noms we're going to have, we were like, yeah, it's hard to find enough actors and actresses. And Taylor's like, I got 5. And we're like, wow, that's crazy. So we're going to go with the 3. But Taylor, I'm going to, well, shout out someone that's not from Tenet, because I just want to get your list. So I'm going to let you go. Who is, in your opinion, this is Best Actor, so the lead of the film, who gave one of the best performances this year that you're putting up as a contender? That's what these guys are, the contenders, and then they become potential nominations. So who's your first?
So, okay, just to confirm. So I'm doing one, then it goes to someone else does one, and then we just cycle around? Or am I doing all 5?
No, don't do all 5, because just in case someone else has one. Just do one. Just do one. We'll go every, I don't know, we'll figure out the direction.
One who is not from Tenet. I'm going to throw out Jamie Foxx from Project Power. I really, really enjoyed him in that film.
Has anyone else seen Project Power?
It slipped through the cracks for me.
It's not even on the list of movies that I might have missed this year that will be talked about. So
yeah, it's on Netflix with him and Joseph Gordon-Levitt. So how this goes is, for the contender to go forward, you need 2 people to back you. Only I could back you, Taylor. I'm not gonna back you.
Son of a bitch.
But even then, but even then, I don't think anyone could back you. So, you know what? Go again. Let's see this one more.
Okay, my other one. God.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get any backers
no.
tonight. I apologize if I'm butchering this poor lad's name.
Not a good way to start.
Gang Dong Won. So
Okay.
he
Oh.
played Jung Suk in Train to Busan Peninsula, and he's the main character in that film, and he was absolutely awesome. Basically, he is a military captain. Basically, they're evacuating the island because a zombie outbreak is happening, and he lets certain family members of his die, and he's just living as a refugee. And
He lets them die. Wow.
he lets them, yeah, because he has to protect the rest of the vessel that's escorting the fugitives out from the island, and he's just got so much development and everything. Yeah.
It's a real trolley problem there.
I just feel like we're gonna be here for a long time tonight if we describe the movie of
No,
every
that's
nomination.
it. That's all I'm describing. Because I know none of you guys have seen it.
See,
I gotta defend my case with these people if I want to get some support.
I like
That's
it.
true.
Like-
Jessica, who do you have?
so I'll throw out one that the people have seen. So we're going best actor. I'm gonna go with good old Borat, Sacha Coed
Mm,
Baron.
I was
uh,
wondering when he would pop up. Yeah.
You know what? I feel like there's a lot that has to go into being in character for 2 weeks with some hillbillies, not breaking character. So I'll throw that out as a
Hmm.
nom.
That is
I'll
actually one of
back
the
it.
few movies I did see this year. I don't know how to feel about that though. I'll back it for the sake of, I don't know, for the sake of anything. But I'll back it. Sure.
I'll back it for now.
Nice.
Mostly because I want to see what happens when Taylor puts a thing and how it pops up on our overlay here. I'm curious
Yeah.
what it looks like.
It didn't work the first time. I'm waiting to see for attempt 2 here.
Dylan, do you have anybody out of the best actor noms you could throw out?
I don't think I have anything terribly unique. I guess I would shout out. Is it Jamie Foxx is the voice in Soul, right, of the main character there?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I would shout him out. I
back
can't remember
it.
what the character's name is, but
Oh, what is his name? But yeah, I would back it.
let me
Yeah.
do a little searching here.
I just don't want
Yeah.
to let it get too far because Taylor's still trying to figure out the virtual
No, it's
whiteboard
done.
here.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I was thinking about throwing his name in there. I just didn't know how I feel about like the animated characters because it's tough to compare. But then again, my list is pretty.
Oh,
It's
so when
pretty
it's not
bare this year.
when it's not Spider-Verse, Kirkland has problems with it. When it's Spider-Verse, we can put in the Prowler, we can put
Well,
Miles Morales, we can
mean-
put in all these other people. But
Okay,
if it's not
okay,
Spider-Verse,
okay.
oh, I don't know how I
when
feel.
you throw my own bias in my face, I guess I'll go with you on that.
Jamie,
so, yeah,
he already
I'll
got-
back Jamie Foxx.
He already got thrown under the bus for Power Hour. Give him a shot here
Power
with Soul.
Hour.
Okay. His name was
Get
Joe
1
in
hour.
the movie.
It's
The
Power.
most,
Joe, there you go.
most classic name.
Yeah. Kirkland, you have
Well, like I said, I felt a little weird about Soul. I guess I'd throw John David Washington in there. Tenant.
that's my only one that
Yeah.
I'll back you on because
That was-
it's exciting to talk about it, but I don't have any problems with his acting. I think he's great acting in it, and I think he's a great actor. So I
Yeah.
would back you on that.
Yeah, and then like the only other ones I had were like the animated characters, but I was a little iffy on them. So yeah, I'll go John David Washington.
When did you see Tenet? I don't think we've talked about that yet.
I watched
Kirkland.
it last night, and then I like
Nice.
rewatched it this morning because I was just so
Nice, nice.
confused on it, and then I'm still a little confused on it. But I had all
Save
day
it for
today
best
to
film.
yeah, I'm
Taylor,
not gonna
you
go
forgot
into
one on your
details.
list, by the way. You forgot about poor Joe from Soul. He's so salty that his Jamie Foxx pick didn't get in there. He's refusing. You have too much power in this position, Taylor. I like when we all have a marker and anyone can write on the board.
So Taylor, the floor is yours. So, well, did we get anybody? I back Kirkland. Did anyone else back him
Yeah,
on John David
I'll-
Washington?
I'll back that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have Taylor. I think unless anyone has anyone else to shout out, I think the floors will be Taylor's to shout out of the contenders.
What about Adam Sandler from Hubie Halloween?
Oh yeah, I missed that
Ooh,
one.
no.
No.
I'm not
Absolutely
gonna.
Now this is probably one that could be debatable on whether or not it is like a supporting or not, but I put Robert Pattinson from Tenet because to me I felt like he was a main character and I felt like supporting there were like other characters that were supporting in there, but again I wasn't 100% sure.
You were 100% wrong.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know if I was 100% wrong because I
That's
felt
a
like most of
supporting
the
role, my
story,
friend.
most of the story was focused on them and him especially because the whole final part of the
Supporting.
movie was he
That's
was
like
closing out
that's
with
the
him.
one thing I have.
Yeah, if everyone has them supporting today, I think that does make you 100% wrong.
Damn,
That's
it's the
thing.
frickin' cushion for the pushing all over again.
Oh no.
At this
Dylan's
point, I'd like
face
to
when
remind
you
you,
said
Taylor, that you still did not write down Joe in Soul, and I just don't get it. What's going on?
Thank you. Sorry, Travis gave me the floor and I lost my coconut.
Coconut. Oh man. Okay, so right now, and then finish your little Joe from Soul there thing, and then give us your other picks. Because right now, as far as the contenders that I see, what we got: Joe from Soul, we got Borat, we got John David Washington.
I would like to ask as well before we get too far. Like you have, is it protagonist?
Borat's on there twice, Taylor.
No,
Right now, what's going on?
I'm
He
just
was on
caught.
there.
It's part
No,
of the
but you
process.
why do you have for John David Washington? It says protagonist. Shouldn't
can't
it say
remember
His
wasn't it-
name.
I can't remember his name. Yeah, it's
That's his
protagonist.
You
IMDb
don't-
credit.
Oh, okay. I thought you were
don't
putting the
learn his
movie.
name.
No, I thought you were putting the movie, not the name. That's why. Sorry.
He's putting a different John David Washington movie.
I'm doing my own
Protagonist.
Golden Geeks over here.
Yeah, the viewers are seeing something completely different. All right, Taylor, what else? Because if you don't throw anything else out, we have our 3 locked. It looks like there's not much debate.
I
This is
have,
something
So
like
sad. That is so
yeah.
sad.
My
At
number
least the good-
5.
At least the good thing is
Okay,
this
here we
year we'll
go,
have
Taylor.
lots more movies coming out. So thank God.
Vin Diesel from Bloodshot. I really, really liked it. I really, really liked his performance in that movie. It was good. Did you see it,
As
Travis?
the only- Oh yeah, I fell asleep for it. As the only person that had seen it, no, that's not happening. I can't. I'm never gonna see as a Golden Geeks with Vin Diesel from Bloodshot on there. There's no way.
I respect
you
your
are
decision,
making-
Travis.
You are making me remember movies that came out last year, though, so that's good because I completely forgot that Bloodshot even existed. So, oh my God, was that it?
That was my 5.
Okay, so if anyone doesn't have anything else to throw out, this is our lock as of right now. It's Borat, Sacha Baron Cohen, Joe/Jamie Foxx from Soul, and then John David Washington from Tenet as the protagonist.
Wow. I don't even like John David Washington that much in Tenet
I know,
either.
yeah.
Like this is such a sad list that Borat
yeah.
is here.
Did anyone else actually watch Onward? Like,
I did. Oh,
I
yeah.
did.
I love
Yes.
Onward.
Yeah, it was okay.
Whoa, it was just okay.
Wow.
I
I
wasn't
thought it was a
sold.
great movie.
Never got
I
around
loved
to
it.
it.
because I mean, maybe I'll throw out if we like looking for some debate, throw out some Tom Holland. It's the main from that.
I wouldn't back him.
I wouldn't back
Ouch.
him either. Yeah.
Ouch.
Not
I know.
over the guys we have now.
I was
All
thinking
right.
about him, but
Going once, going twice.
Summer
Yes.
Hansey in the chat has a Tom Holland from Devil All the Time. Have any of you seen that? Is that
No,
is that a
Hansy.
meme pic? Is she
Oh,
joking
well-
or is it serious?
Well, okay, this is first of all, Hansi, it's tough because everyone can't back me. This is tough because I don't let that movie is a bad movie. I don't care what you say, Summer. It's a bad movie, but that's Tom Holland's really good in it. But I don't think I could get the backing here, but I don't know if I could back it. But it's a good shout out, actually. You know what? It's a pretty good one. Check out. Well, I can't recommend checking out that movie. I'm sorry. I may be the minority in it, but. Oof.
How about this, Travis? You did a review as well for this movie. What about Chris Hemsworth from Extraction?
Nah, he's just playing a brute.
Mm.
It's not even. It's not even the top 10 Chris Hemsworth roles. So I will put it in there.
is it better than Vin Diesel in Bloodshot?
Yes, it is. It is better than Vin Diesel and Bloodshot.
What about Sonic? Some Ben Schwartz.
No,
I got a
I'm
shrug
not
from
backing
Taylor.
that.
not,
even.
not gonna back that.
Travis was like
Yeah,
was
it's-
threatening to beat it out of me. Like, you better not have anyone from Sonic and your best actors.
Oh, I thought it was that or James Marsden who plays the cop, and I was like, please no. There's no way that he's gonna be in there. So, all right, that's the 3. There you go. You got Borat, Joe, and the protagonist. What a category.
That's really sad.
Thanks,
It's a
COVID.
good thing.
Oh,
It's a good thing we're not doing 5 because we couldn't even make it to 5 here.
No,
Who
not
had
at
one
all.
of Taylor's on?
No, yeah. Okay, we'll just do the acting ones. Get those out of the way for now. We'll do Best Actress. I don't have any spiel to do like the Video Games Awards. It's just the actress we think has done the best performance this year. I'm gonna throw the obvious pick, the one that started off the year on a good note. Miss Margot Robbie for Birds of Prey. I think she does a great Harley Quinn. She's a former Golden Geeks winner. She won the Best Actress a few years ago, so I would nominate her, and I think she carries that.
I back that.
Ooh, I like the hand raising. That's a good way. So there you
I
go.
agree. Yeah. Get her on
Unless
there.
Jessica's hand raising, was that to agree or was that for a question? That's only been
It was
that's
an
gonna be tripping up,
objection.
though. Yeah.
No, I mean I'll agree with that one.
So Margot Robbie is a contender right now.
We're getting
Bill
ahead.
Mott.
We're getting ahead of Taylor again.
No, we're good. It's only one name.
Also, there is a delay on the stream, so probably by the time
Yeah.
he's actually doing it, we'll see
There
it.
you
So,
go. Yeah.
Dylan, you got any of some ladies to show for Best Actress?
I actually do have a shout out. I forgot this movie came out this year because I saw it because it came out in January and I saw it in January. It's a Netflix movie. I don't know if anyone else has seen it. But Alison Brie, I think she either directed or wrote this movie. She also starred in it, called Horse Girl. Did anyone see this movie on Netflix?
Yes.
No, I didn't.
And I thought she was amazing in that movie. She was really good. And I think she wrote it, and it is like a very personal story to her, or at least like I don't know. There's some really personal elements to it, and I think she was really good in that. Jessica, what do you think?
I do not have fond memories of that movie.
Yeah, I don't think it's like one of the best movies, but I thought she was really good in it. So
I mean, I don't think you'll have enough people here who have seen it. I think it's just you and me. I mean, I could put it up because yeah, her acting was good. The movie just wasn't great, but I don't think we have enough here to put it up there anyway.
fair enough.
I love it's the year of like someone says, "Oh, this is really great," and then there's one person, "Oh, I have seen it," and then, "Oh, yeah, you have." Yeah, it's awful. Yeah.
I thought I liked that movie. I thought it was really weird. It was very like it's almost like Napoleon Dynamite, but like less comedic and like modern. And I don't know. That's probably a bad comparison, but anyway.
Jessica.
I'm trying to remember if I am happy with this actress because of New Mutant or because of The Queen's Gambit. But yeah, I'm not sure if her performance in New Mutant was as good or if I'm just whatever her name is, something Taylor.
Anya Taylor or
Joy.
something.
One of the best
Oh, there you
actresses
go.
going. Yeah. If you put her up there, I will back her because she's on my list. I was a big fan of her in New Mutants. I think I really liked that movie. It had some problems, but I think she was great in it for the role she had. And she like it's tough because there's like it's an ensemble, so there's not really any lead, but I could make the argument that she is leading or a lead.
I'll back
I
up.
would-
Disagree with you there.
You disagree with me?
I would disagree with you there.
Let's
you
have
like
her in
the-
supporting.
I don't have her in supporting because I didn't like that movie whatsoever. It was a
Okay.
super chore to get through, and I was not happy whatsoever. But I also felt like there was another lead
Mhm.
actress in that film, so I
Well, it's
couldn't
tough.
say your name either because I completely forgot it. Even though I just watched this movie like 2 days ago, that goes to show how little I care for it.
I mean, you could put up the other actress. I mean, you could make the. I think that. Anna
Is it my
Taylor
go?
was the
Because
one.
I have another go if you're trying to get a pick out of me.
Well, I
Well,
think-
hang on. No,
I
we got to
think
decide
we
if
got that
what
back
Anna is.
because
Yeah.
Taylor and
I
Travis
backed
both backed
Anna.
me.
Yeah.
Perfect. Anna's on the board. Now, Kirkland, you can throw what you want.
Okay, thank you for your permission.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go with Elizabeth Moss, Invisible Man.
100%.
She was absolutely phenomenal. That movie, just that, and I feel like last year Doctor Sleep for me kind of like snuck up on me. I watched it like really close to GG's, and I was just blown away by it. And again this year with Invisible Man, so I'm excited to talk about that in the next category.
Mhm. I will back it. She was on. There's two people that had bullet points that I knew were like I gotta get them in. And Moss is number one. I just rewatched that movie last night, and it's a damn good movie. And she carries it too, because if you have someone that
Yeah.
sucks, you know.
Oh,
So
yeah.
far, nobody else is backing us.
I'll
though.
back it. That movie was more forgettable to me than you guys, but she definitely displayed a range of emotions in that movie. So I'll give it to you for sure.
Sorry, what is this actress's name?
Elizabeth Moss.
Didn't
you
you
not
see
seen-
this movie, Taylor?
What
I
movie
thought you
is
guys
this?
were talking about it.
Invisible Man.
Oh yes. Yeah, I will
This
definitely
guy's
back it.
busy
Sorry,
behind the.
I was adding
camera.
the thing. Yeah, I definitely want to ride into this conversation. She was legendary. I love her in *Handmaid's Tale*, and she's fantastic in this film.
Oh yeah. Everyone check out Mad Men. Taylor, if once you're ready, you can throw out a pick there. You know.
I'm gonna throw out Kirsten Wiig as Cheetah. I think again, like I've raved about this performance. Like I'm not a huge Kristen Wiig fan, but her as Cheetah just totally just like it's like wow, she is come to play. Like
Are you backing
Okay.
her, or are you going?
No. This is a question hand. So I got two things.
Oh,
One,
no.
you lied to me when you said that you didn't have anybody that was like a villain in your acting categories. So that's a
no,
lie
you
right
said
there.
actor. You didn't say actresses.
Okay, got me.
Ooh, got you on technicality,
Gotcha.
Travis.
And then two, I think she would be supporting. I don't think she's a lead. Gal Gadot is clearly the lead of that movie.
I agree with you,
Fuck
Travis.
these fucking
Yeah,
leads.
I agree with Travis.
Who I will nominate for. I don't think that movie is great, but I think we all talked about that her acting seemed like it was better than the first one, and I think she did
Yeah.
a good job. And I actually have a scene that comes up later in best scene. I don't know if that movie will come up, but I think she's improved actress and she still carries the role really well. And we should do it because then we have her versus Robbie, two former Golden Geek female winners. Robbie won in 2016, she won in 2017, so they'll have to face off. No one's backing me. That's
I
not
will
good.
back
It's not-
you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll back you.
Gals in. So we have 4. We have more than the men. There's actually going to be a debate. This is good. There's actually
This
gonna
was
be...
last year too, wasn't it? Where there's just tons of women contenders, very few men.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll throw one out, and this is kind of the same thing as Wonder Woman, where the movie wasn't necessarily that great, but working with what they got. I'll throw out Mulan. I don't know the actress's name, and I don't have it written down.
Yifei Liu. I back it.
I haven't
I don't know if
seen
anyone else
Mulan.
actually got around to watching it or not.
I started it and I really didn't like what I was seeing, so I turned it off.
From what you saw, how was her acting, Kirklin?
I don't even remember if it was the same actress. Like I feel like when you first see her, it's like a little girl, isn't it? Or am I totally remembering that wrong?
Yep.
You
Yeah,
didn't make it
okay.
past the little girl.
No, that's how uninto it I was.
He wanted to go watch New Mutants instead.
How passionate are you guys for that pick?
Uh-oh.
I mean, there's not going to be any point in putting it up there if no one else has seen it, right?
That's not that passionate, Dylan. That's not
Well,
worth you back.
yeah, that's not very passionate.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you and Taylor believe that it's like, if that's the top 3, then I don't know. I think there's discussion to be had there, but I don't know.
Have you seen it, Dylan?
No, I've not seen it. Is like just my default answer for most things this year. But
If we're throwing out more picks, what about Enola Holmes, Millie Bobby Brown?
Wow, I
thought
thought
she
she
was-
was all over that.
I thought she was great in that movie.
She was really good. Like, it was definitely an interesting movie, and I like again the messaging and everything that it had. But I don't know. It.
It had messaging? Isn't it just like her solving mysteries?
Are you talking about like breaking the fourth wall stuff?
No, not like that. I actually enjoyed that. I don't know. Like, that's tricky. Like, I like her roles in like Stranger Things and Godzilla and stuff like that. But I don't know how I liked her role in that film.
You didn't
I
like her.
guess.
You can say it. You can say she's a bad
Yeah.
actress. It's fine.
No, she's not a
Yeah.
bad actress. She's good. Godzilla, she's the saving grace of that movie. Next to
That's
Godzilla.
not.
I thought you
She's
loved the
actually-
whole thing. What do you mean saving grace?
Yeah.
I do.
All
Okay,
right,
so-
no backing.
Okay.
I do have an actress I can throw out, but I don't
Okay,
think
throw
anyone's
her.
seen the movie. Kristen Stewart from Underwater. She was absolutely legendary in that film.
Legendary. No,
I'll
I
back
could.
it.
I could...
My
I'll say
dad
check out-
my dad really liked that movie, so I'll
Hell
back it.
yeah.
There you go. I'll say check
Something for
out
you to
Holiday
talk about at
Season.
work.
Yeah, exactly. I say check out Holiday Season. Her and Mackenzie Davis. They play a romantic couple going to each other's families for Christmas. It was a delightful little Christmas movie. So
Oh, I saw that one too. Is that a
Mhm.
2020 film? Okay, well,
Yeah.
boom, I got another one in the bank. There we go.
I liked it enough. It didn't become like an instant like and like I'm gonna watch this every Christmas, which that kind of bummed. I thought it would,
Yeah.
but it was like, you know what? Every few years I'll watch it. I like those
It's
two.
good.
But
Yeah.
sorry to that, I can't back you. I 1 year I want to get Stewart in here, like because I really like her. It's gonna
You
happen. I
can.
just don't
You
know.
can say it right now. Just back
No,
it.
but I
With
I
your
can't.
simple backing, she could be in the nomination list. She could at least be written on the wall before she gets torn down. But still.
Because I just feel like in that movie Underwater, it's a monster movie, so I feel like she's not giving a deep performance. I would imagine.
Well, her performance is basically her trying to usher these other workers on this mining rig underwater to safety, and you have to deal with the fact the station's crumbling, and it's not one big monster. It's literally it takes
Two.
aspects of like the trench from Aquaman because you're dealing with these humanoid like things that are stalking them. So she
Okay.
does
No, that's
great.
not about. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I can't back it. I'm sorry, Taylor. But you know what? I will watch it, and then if I am wrong, when we do the winners, I'll come back and say I was wrong. I'll watch on HBO Max. in the
Automatically
next-
put her in top 3 here.
Oh,
I tried, Taylor. I tried.
Thank you, Dylan.
All right. Anybody else? Before I take this jacket off, Kirkland, when next time Taylor is going, can you guess what movie this is from? Bond movie.
You taking the coat off?
No, just like the combo, the 1-2.
You have to know.
What Bond movie?
So you can think
Uh,
about that. You can think about that. Is there any other shout-outs for females? I have no one else. I had 4, and they are on there or they've been dismissed.
Nothing.
Nope. Okay.
Snapping
So we
a
got
pick.
those. So, we got Margot Robbie, Anna Taylor-Joy, Elizabeth Moss, and Gal Gadot. This is tough because I have, I have 2 that I consider lock, and then the third one I'm really all over the place. Is that Jessica? Go ahead.
So my argument would be to take out Anna Taylor-Joy strictly because there was even a debate about if it was a lead or a supporting full cast.
But now that she's in there, and I think the question is, Taylor, you have your hand up, so you can answer this question.
I agree with Jessica.
Wow. So just like that, the first time we have someone we can debate, we're gonna go for the easy cutthroat. Oh, this is why she's not in there. But you know what? Let's see here. Yeah, like I guess I would cut her out of the 3. Like my locks were Margot and Moss, and that's honestly
Yeah.
like I actually haven't decided who I'm voting for when we get to the actual votes and everything, which I haven't mentioned that this year we're still gonna do the Facebook polls, but all the patrons, you're gonna be the actual fanboy. We'll say like what the popular vote was, whatnot, but we're gonna have a category. It's gonna be called like the GV Academy. It's our votes, the podcast network votes, and it's gonna be the Patreon. So if you're on Patreon at any tier,
That's awesome.
you get a vote this year. So it's going to be kind of like what we did for the 2020 or the decade one where we had like a bunch of people. That's what this is. So if you're on Patreon $1 tier to the highest tier, you get a vote, and it's going to be tons of fun. So those are my 2 like locks. So I'm not mad to lose Anna, but Kirkland, so you didn't like New Mutants, and we'll talk about that. How did you feel about Anna Taylor-Joy in that movie though?
Yeah, I thought she was good. I didn't think she was the lead actress, so I mean, technicality wise, I have issues with that. But her performance, yeah, it was awesome. It was a great supporting actress role for her. But yeah, my 2 my 2 solid locks would have been Margot and Moss, and then I really liked Gal Gadot in Wonder Woman. I thought she was like the best part of that entire movie, so I would have to give her my vote.
Okay. Dylan, if you were, because I want to get your opinion on that, because obviously you haven't seen Anna and Gal, but what are you thinking about the nominations we have so far with Margot and Moss up there?
What would I say between them? Well,
you
yeah,
don't
I
gotta
mean,
reveal your official vote, but like just in general, I guess.
yeah, for myself, yeah, Invisible Man didn't really stick with me like it did you guys. That, to be fair, I did watch it like because it came out like really early, like January, February, right?
Yeah,
Something like
yeah.
that. Yeah, I think I watched it like around when it came out, so I did watch it a long time ago. So that's part of it. But I'm getting some mad feedback. Is that everyone?
Yeah. I don't know
Yeah.
whose that is.
I think it's Jessica.
Is it Jessica? Just unplug and
Always
replug
me.
your mic maybe, and then that might do it. Because sometimes there's just a bad connection. So try that out.
Whoa, that was scary.
I think we're having a
coming
seance
back.
Oh,
in here.
Do you have a cell phone near it, Jessica? Because
let
that
me-
can sometimes cause distortion.
Yeah, it is her. So I just muted Jessica. You're muted right now, just so you know. But it is you.
She's
So-
demoted from talking.
No, I just wanted to know because we're all like, we think it's Jessica. We think it's Jessica. So I'm like, well, I'm just gonna mute her and solve the issue here. So,
I've unplugged and plugged back in.
It's better now.
It's
I mean,
be-
nothing's happening for me.
yeah, I think it's gone now. So we'll watch that, folks. So, anyways, Dylan, you're talking about, you said, yeah, Elizabeth Moss, Elizabeth Mann. You see that Elizabeth Mann. You saw that early in February.
Yeah,
when it came out.
I think for me it simply comes down to like the quality movie around the actual performance, right? And I enjoyed. I forget what was the name of Birds of Prey, and then I can't even remember the.
Fantabulous Emancipation of
there you
One
go.
Harley Quinn. Yep.
It's been a while since I've heard that typed out or seen that. Yeah, I think it's just the quality of the movie. I like that so much more, so I'd probably go with that one. But yeah, I mean, I guess both of them are really. I watched them back in February, so it's been a while for both of them. But I don't think I feel strongly for either one of them.
You said stop there, so okay, we'll figure that out after there. Maybe see if you can go back into it. There'll be some editing magic, but see if you can go back into it.
I think
Okay,
mine
you have something to say?
stopped. Mine stopped too. Mine is now uploading.
It says I'm finished. Yeah, it says I'm finished uploading now.
Yeah.
It says it needs to restart.
Taylor, throw up the mute and starting soon thing, and then we'll be right back on the live feed. How about that?
Okay, intermission, folks.
Yeah. on the audio feeds, you'll have no idea this ever happened, but the video feeds, we are back. Just so you know, Kirklin, I stripped down because it was getting hot, but it was from World Is Not Enough, Pierce Bronson, the outfit. The khaki jacket with the blue shirt, if you look it up, it's a classic
I was going to
outfit.
guess Skyfall. I just assumed
Yeah, you
you were
look
going
just.
Javier
I thought
Bardem.
Skyfall. You look just like the Javier from Skyfall.
Nope, didn't happen. So I think we got the general that Anna's getting the boot, and it's gonna be Margot, Moss, and Gao, right? That's what I'm looking at here.
Let's do it.
All right, sorry Anna, you had a good year on Netflix, but not in the movies apparently. So you're gone. Maybe they'll bring you in the MCU, and there's still hope. Hey,
I'm guessing she was in your draft pick.
I I don't think I did because I think when she got cast for New Mutants, it was already like, I'm not gonna be like Taylor when someone gets cast for comic role and then pick them again, hoping they get picked for 2. But maybe she will be. Hey,
No.
there's been a few more rumors about Evan Peters Quicksilver being a WandaVision, so I don't think the X-Men thing is out of the realm of possibility of them picking and choosing. So let's go to supporting actor, actresses. Usually when we have what we do every year is we start with the 5, and then if we have enough, we break categories. I imagine we're not going to have enough this year, so we'll probably just keep it to 1 category. So this is male or female. If we do, then we figure that out. But Dylan, do you have anybody in supporting you'd like to throw out there as a contender right away?
No.
Okay. I will throw out the obvious, the man, the myth, the legend, the man who I think could become the greatest Batman of all time, Robert Pattinson. I think everybody talks about like many great things in that movie, but Robert Pattinson in Tenet is, to me, the highlight of that movie. He's good at the humorous part. He's good at being dramatic. There's certain twists and turns where his character kind of pivots, and I think he's great. I think John David Washington is also great, but I just remember walking away from that movie already a fan of Robert Pattinson for many reasons. Check out Lighthouse last year, wasn't our best movie nom somehow, but he's a great actor, so I'm going to throw out Robert Pattinson, future Batman.
I will back that.
I'll back
All my
it.
backing.
Cedric Diggory has become a contender. All right,
Cedric.
Taylor, who are you throwing in for supporting?
I already know how this is gonna go, but I'm gonna throw out at least one I know. I'm hoping that'll get backed. Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Huntress. I think she was fan freaking tastic.
I have
I'll
someone
back
else. I'll back it for now.
Ooh.
Back
I
it for
do-
memes.
I'll back
Yeah.
it.
I do.
Thank you, Dylan. I don't know how to spell his name.
I think we learned last time that if you put it in the chat, it does appear on like the
Oh,
YouTube feed and
everyone
everything
saw.
for everyone to read.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So you can't just
Oh,
hate
no.
speech,
No,
Taylor.
no,
I was
don't
trying
apologize,
to help you
Dylan.
out, but
It's great.
instead I
No.
ended up throwing shade anyway.
No,
I'll
it's
type
great.
it to you in Discord. That way there's no paper trail.
Jessica, do you have someone from supporting to throw out?
Yeah. For argument's sake, to get enough people up there, I'll throw out Pine from '84.
Oh yeah, I'll
back it.
that. Mine's great, Always a stand-up gentleman. Kirklin Patzer.
Yes. All right. So here we go. My onward pick. I'm going Chris Pratt. Anyone? Anyone see that movie other than Jessica?
Oh, I love on.
Okay. I
I
thought
did-
he was
I-
amazing in the role. I thought it was like a pitch perfect casting. He was just such a good like older brother, kind of goofy and just played that screw up role really well, but really heartfelt. He sold a lot of the brother, like the bro moments between him and Tom Holland, I felt.
I'll back it for now. I'll back it. I'll put him in there.
I'll
Thank you,
back
sir.
it.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm gonna throw in. Don't know if I had to pronounce her first name. It's like Janae Smollett. It's the girl who played Black Canary in Birds of Prey.
I'll back that.
That's my Birds of Prey supporting pick. Taylor, is that a supporting or is that a question?
You guys are going way too freaking fast. Okay, who is the third pick here?
Onward. Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
Before Onward.
Chris Pine.
Oh,
Wonder
right.
Woman.
Chris Prime.
Yes.
So just while he's typing that, just to clarify, is
Oh,
Huntress
shit.
the movie? That this is a movie?
You just in the sad face.
I started typing on Skype and Otto did the emoji.
Oh, I remember Taylor one time. I was like, "Oh yeah, the virtual whiteboard would be great." No, so Huntress is from Birds of Prey, and then Black.
Yeah,
Canary
I
is
think
also
you
from
should either
Birds of
go
Prey.
character name exclusively or movie name exclusively, but that's just me.
What's he
Yeah,
doing?
I
gotta
agree
look.
because you put Tenant and then Huntress, so I'm like googling the movie Huntress. And I'm like,
I don't know Robert Pattinson's in-game or in-movie name. I can't remember
Neil.
what it was.
Yeah, it's
Neil.
Neil.
Neil, you got it.
But you put Wonder Woman 1984 after, which is also the movie.
Yeah, and Steve Trevor. You know that one.
Just for Mary Elizabeth, right? Birds of Prey.
Yeah,
Okay.
but write the
You
whole
know
title.
she doesn't play Harley Quinn.
Write the whole like the fan tab. Like make the whole thing up there.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So Black Canary. Do we have anyone else supporting on that one, or is she on the wayside?
Yeah,
I
I'll
back
I'll
you.
back it.
Okay, Rich, she's in there.
What about what's her face from Soul?
22. Soul 22.
Yeah, 22.
Tina Fey.
Tina Fey, yeah.
I would have backed it more in lead actress, but I don't think she's a supporting actress in that. She's the lead
Ooh.
actress. You know, she's the lead female in it. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, I think I would agree with Travis there, but we kind of missed that one, eh?
I disagree with that.
That's okay. You guys roasted my Anna pick, so you know it's coming right
I'd
back.
put her in supporting as well. I don't know if I'd back it though. You'd have to make an argument, I would think.
I don't necessarily have one. I was just kind of throwing it out.
Feel
Wow.
strongly.
Like leftovers, just toss it
Yeah.
in the trash.
What about you, Taylor? How do you feel about 22 from Soul?
She's definitely a lead actress.
There you go.
And would you
Settled.
back her?
See, I
No.
just don't feel that you have a lead actress and lead
Yeah.
actor, because then
I mean, to
technically
be
when
fair, I
Chris
don't think she would have had a chance of breaking into that top 3, but
see, but then
I don't
would you even say Chris Pine when he be the lead actor in Wonder Woman? See, this is where I say you're getting into like, I think you should have one
See-
per movie that's a lead.
But for me, I guess I define lead as like screen time or importance. Chris Pine is in that movie for like half an hour, and like he's not in the first hour and he's not in the last hour. He's there for a little bit and then he bounces. That's why I feel it's a supporting role. He's not. There's no lead male in that one. I feel that's why I agree with you guys with Anna Taylor-Joy, where it's like, okay, I consider lead because like that character has a lot of screen time, but at the same time, there's so many other ensembles. Like Kirklin brought up, there's already other character that you could argue is the main character. So I go, okay, no, it's not her. So it's all like circumstantial.
you can have more
but-
than one lead, and it doesn't really matter whether it's male or female, right? Like it's just
Yeah.
Then I
There's
mean,
no
in
one
theory,
if
we could have backed Taylor with Robert Pattinson being a lead in Tenet.
Could have, but I
Could've.
don't think he's the lead. I don't think I think the protagonist is clearly the lead, especially because like he doesn't meet Neil at least for until the I'd say the first act's over.
His name is protagonist, which also warrants him being the lead. So
That's a good point, man.
yeah.
I was
Christopher
trying to
Nolan
back
did
you,
that so that
Taylor.
we wouldn't fuck around and put him in the wrong category.
He was mad we gave him nothing for Dunkirk a few years ago. He's like, we're
Yeah.
making sure. Speaking of Tenet, what about Elizabeth Debicki? I don't know her name, but she plays. No, maybe I take her out because I could make an argument she was a lead actress, but I don't think I actually even get enough
Who's
support.
this?
So I had her on there. She's the female, she's the one with the kid in Tenet. I can't remember her name in that one.
Yeah, Cat.
Cat, yeah. But that's
Yeah,
the same
she-
argument.
Yeah, I think I would back you honestly.
Mhm.
I thought she had a really good performance wise. I thought she was definitely one of the most positive. Like, I really liked her character in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'd back that.
No from Dylan. It's down to Jessica and Taylor.
The lead girl from Tenet.
Yeah, the main girl from Tenet.
I don't back her. I'm not in love with her performance.
Fair
or
enough.
her-
Taylor.
So I'm gonna back her because
Yeah,
I really like her development. She went from being this fragile, vulnerable woman to being
But not too fragile.
somewhat not too fragile, being this strong-willed and brave woman that again shouts out back to when she's like, "I wish I was that woman on the boat." You know, that whole scene where. So I just think like her development is great.
Okay.
What was her name there, Travis?
Elizabeth Debicki. I don't know what her.
Cat.
I don't know how to Cat. Okay, and I don't know.
No,
how to
you're putting the
spell
movie. You're
City.
putting the movie. The movie is called Tenet.
Right. let me
Yes.
spell Tenet.
So just to confirm, I feel like I'm missing one. I have Robert Pattinson from Tenet, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Birds of Prey, Chris Pine, Wonder Woman, Chris Pratt, Onward, and Elizabeth Debicki from Tenet. And was there another one, right?
Black Canary from Birds of Prey as well.
Right.
Yeah. Does anyone else have any? I have one more to shout out. It's one of these that always gets debated, but I got one more to shout out.
I got one that I don't think will go anywhere, but I'm gonna just shout it out for shits and giggles anyway.
Okay.
What's her? I'm just looking at her name. Maria Bakalov, Borat's daughter, who goes from the ugly chick to.
I'll back that.
I'll back it. She's pretty
Nice.
good in that, so I would back it. We already got him in there, so it's like we may as well-
Surprisingly heartfelt role for Borat 2,
Mhm.
subsequent movie film.
So we've done this before with Kylo Ren and Killmonger. So I'm going the classic Ewan McGregor as Black Mass in Birds of Prey. I know he might pop in villains, but I think the performance is still past villain as well. I think he's really good and he's very standout in that movie. That's
we
my
can
pitch.
vote for him for both, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
But-
Okay.
that's my
If we're
pitch.
doing villain, I'm not going to vote for him here.
It's down to you.
I'm
Third.
not gonna vote for that.
I will not back it.
Wow, Taylor, I thought I had you for Ewan McGregor.
Oof.
Wow, I'm surprised.
Wireless.
Okay, Ewan's gone. Okay. That's it. So, Taylor, read off the contenders we have.
Okay, we have Robert
Thank
Pattinson
you, Summer.
from
Right.
Tenet. We have Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Birds of Prey. Chris Pine, Wonder Woman 1984. Chris Pratt, Onward. Elizabeth Debicki from Tenet. And I'm sorry, but I messed up the name of Black
Name is
Canary.
Tutar from Borat too.
Tutar.
Tutar.
Black
You know, you-
Canary. Oh, no.
Her name Maria Bakalova.
Maria Bakalova.
And then you are missing Black Canary still somehow.
Yep. That's the new soul from Joe.
And I missed the
Joe from-
whiteboard. I'm just kidding, Joe. Hey, you're doing great. This is a lot to handle.
Okay, are we going with who
Mario.
our locks are?
Go to Mario.
Bakalova.
Okay, so if
You-
we're going
you-
with who,
No, we still need Black Canary. Or
Yes, that's the name
whatever.
I was asking about. What was her name again?
I can't remember pronounce her first name. It's like Janae Smollett or something like that. She's the sister of
Was that English? I don't understand what you said.
You should copy paste from IMDb, Taylor. That would save
Yeah.
a lot of trouble.
Okay, I'll do that.
Wow, Taylor, I can't believe you didn't back me on Ewan. I thought I had you. You loved him in that movie.
I know,
I think he's
but
great in that movie too.
I have
Yeah.
him in a different category.
But Taylor, you notoriously have backed me before on the villain argument, but you didn't this year, so you know that's fine. See, Summer, you support Taylor all the time. It's not worth it. He turns your back on you. I'm gonna say if we're doing people who are locks, Robert Pass is my main lock, and after that, I'm debate for all of them. But that's the only one that I'm like I feel strongly about. I would lock him in.
I agree.
Me too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Passon's locked. He's in
See,
there.
with the whiteboard, we could have done a nice check mark.
Oh, no,
I'm
not his.
sorry
No, no.
Just bold him.
that there is a pandemic and we're doing this digitally. I'm trying my best.
Oh, it's great. Who else now? We got Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Chris
What
Pine.
about Black Canary? I thought she had like the most depth out of the side characters in that movie. Birds of Prey.
Yeah, I just have to be careful because now that we're only doing 3, I got to be careful with my locks because
Okay. I'm
if we-
just trying to get the argument going, you know.
it's a potential. It's a potential for me to lock it in. It's
Well,
on the
then why
press-
don't we work backwards instead of trying to lock things in?
Fair enough.
Right.
I am going to cut Maria Blackanova.
I don't know what the last name was. I'm sorry.
Have you ever seen Borat though, Kirkland?
No, I haven't seen Borat.
Okay, so
I am not going to put one of my 3 votes for that.
It's Bakalova. Taylor, Bakalova.
Black and Nova. Okay. I'm just trying to think about who I feel strongly about here. Like I don't want to kick her, but I don't want to lock her. So she's in like a some sort of middle ground for me. Does
Who are
anyone
you
else
talking
have
about?
Black Nova? Like that's the one
Okay.
from Borat. Because you
What
said
about?
Okay.
Since we're undecided on that one, what about Marie Elizabeth Winstead? I remember wanting more out of her character out of that movie, and I didn't get. I remember leaving feeling like I didn't get that. So the argument for top 3 best supporting, I feel like she wouldn't fit that category.
I
Me
was.
Mm.
I would knock her. Yeah, I know. Summer, you'll be mad about that one because there's no Ewan and there's no Mary. But yeah, I think Mary's just a lack of screen time thing. But yeah, I know people are gonna be mad. Yeah, I would vote to boot her.
You guys would prefer Black Canary instead of Huntress in that sense?
I
For
would.
Birds of Prey?
Yeah.
I think I would too. I'm a bit fuzzy. I haven't watched that movie since we saw it in theaters, so it's been a while. But I think from what I remember, that sounds about right.
Taylor, Jessica, any thoughts on the Birds of Prey ladies?
I don't really remember any of the supporting roles. Like I couldn't put a name to any one. So for me, it doesn't matter if they stay or go.
Taylor.
Well, even if I wanted to fight for Mary Elizabeth Winstead, I mean, she's not coming out because it's 2 against 1. So.
You can still make a case. It's happened before.
Yeah,
You
won
could sway
Dylan
me.
over.
I'm swayable in
Yeah.
this case because I'm kind of
Okay.
fuzzy
Okay.
on it.
Okay, Dylan. Okay. So you have the Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Think about all of those films that you like that she is in. You got
No. I don't like this already. Let's talk about the movie at hand. Okay? We're not talking about 10 Cloverfield Lane. We're not talking about fucking Death Proof or whatever Tarantino movie she's in. We're talking about Birds of Prey.
Think of her development origin story. She just storms right into the set, and she's lost her family. She's out for vengeance, and she's got a crossbow.
What is her? Does she have like a best scene, like a great moment? What is her moment?
Well, I think when she storms into the the old man's food restaurant, and she's just talking about ordering the food with the elderly chap. Remember?
I don't.
No, I don't remember.
Forgettable. Get her off there.
Okay,
Yeah, bye.
so Mary Elizabeth is gone. Black Canary's still in the running right now. What about the two Chris's, Onward and 1984?
So I'm okay to start on this one. I vote to get rid of Chris Pine over Chris
I
Pratt
agree with
because, as you said, Chris Pine was only in like a 30-minute piece, where Pratt was in the majority of the movie.
Yeah, but somehow Pine was just that much better. He is fantastic. The chemistry him
Was
and
he,
Gal
though?
still have, and he is that. Yeah, he was. And that scene that him and Gal share when he's gonna die again. Oh my goodness, those two are both knocking it. Where like, I love Chris Pratt in that movie, but I can't name you a scene where it's like. Obviously, it's different too because stuff with his voice. But even with Spider-Verse, we could say, oh, I can name you this scene where the voice acting really shined through. I think, like Kirklin said, he's like perfect casting, but. I don't know. Taylor, you were shaking your head. Are you with me on this camp?
I'm with you. I'm gonna back Chris Pine over Chris Pratt.
Ooh, no, I
a
disagree.
stalemate.
I'm with Jessica here. Yeah, I feel like Chris Pratt just has more on-screen time than Chris Pine in that. There's more heart-to-heart moments he has, not only with Tom Holland, but with like their imaginary dad or whatever. And yeah, I thought he was just so good. He was like the Rock in that movie. I felt, and he really carried it. So I'm gonna die on that hill, on the Chris Pratt hill.
Okay, well,
I like
go
this.
ahead.
I haven't seen either, so I can help break the tie here. But I think we should determine, like, because that's kind of a hot topic.
Yeah.
But like, is that a useless topic if both of them are gonna make it? You know, like, are the other three? I don't know. Maybe we should come back
Yeah.
to that in a minute,
Yeah,
and I
okay.
can break that tie if we need to.
That's a good one. Good point. What about
So,
Elizabeth Debicki? We
I
haven't
put
talked
her
about yet.
in. I put her in, but I would take her out now. I think she
Yeah.
was a worthy contender. But when we look at these other ones, just because I think Taylor made some good points, there's some good scenes. But already when we're talking about the two Chris's, and it's tough because the girl from Borat, like it is a comedic role, but like man, she's just so good at it. It's very kind of transcendent, and it helps that we don't know her in anything else, so you don't have that image of her. So that gives her a kind of an advantage. But still, I was like I always say with Borat, when they introduced her, I right away was like, oh, this is gonna suck. Like I didn't want to see like him with another character. I just want to see Sacha Baron Cohen. And the fact that I had seen it and then near the end end up liking that character and her, I think says a good thing about her. And Debicki, I can't fight for Debicki the same way I could fight for Pine or her. And I know Pratt will get back into, but like that's my pitch for also backing of unfortunately ditching Debicki.
Yeah, I'd get her out of there. I feel like
Yeah.
there's more players in that movie that are more memorable for me, so I'd take her off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think if you're gonna like look at Pattinson's performance compared to hers, I mean, I'd keep obviously Pattinson's already locked, and for her to not be as locked as Quick says
Yeah.
something about her performance compared to his in the same movie.
Ooh, okay, so Taylor,
I
any
agree.
last words on Debicki there too?
It was a good run, but she's jumping off the boat.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have
Good reference.
we got rid of her.
Okay.
We got rid of Mary was Elizabeth Winstead. So we kind of have the two issues that we got Black Canary versus Borat, and then the two Chris's. So I don't know how we want to, I'm trying to like.
Can someone give me like a Black Canary? Because once again, like I saw that movie in February. It's been a while. I kind of remember that scene in like the alleyway where she's like fighting off some dudes. But like,
Mhm.
what is there some big story? Like,
Well,
just remind me of like the key
yeah.
part of that character that makes her great.
I feel like the biggest or the most memorable thing for me, at least with that character, is like her transition from being like a really like victimized person. Like she was really under I forget his name.
Black
Ewan
Mask.
McGregor's Black Mask.
The guys, so you
like,
guys snubbed.
Well, he'll be brought up in another category, but I felt like she was really under his thumb, like at the beginning of that movie, and then as the movie progressed, she really like became a strong individual and really confident and stuff like that. So I felt like that was something that's really important, or I feel like not always given to a side character, like a supporting role. So I feel like that would be the biggest motivation for me to want to put her on there, because she really had her own progression, whereas someone like I don't know, like she's not on the list anymore, but if you compare to like Mary Elizabeth Winstead, like she didn't really have that as much, I feel, or at least it wasn't as memorable for me. So
a little more one-dimensional.
Yeah,
I think that's a good argument there, especially because that movie is, from what I remember, like it's pretty short, and obviously there's a lot going on. So the fact that a side, or I shouldn't say side character, but a character who isn't the main lead gets, some intriguing story of their own, I think is worthy of points. So I like that point. But I'm, once again, I'm in the camp where I haven't seen either of these Chris movies, so I don't know. I guess Kirklin, does Black Canary trump the? I forget. You're on the Chris Pine train, right?
I'm on the Pratt. No, I'm on the Pratt
train. Does it trump Chris Pine's performance in?
Yeah,
Wonder Woman?
It's tough because I saw Wonder Woman like so much more recent than Birds of Prey. I haven't seen it since like earlier in the year when it came out, back when I was still going to theaters and stuff. It feels weird to think about that time, but it's tough because Chris Pine was also like a really key like piece in that movie. I felt like you needed him to have some good back and forth with Gal for her own progression as that character. So like he did have a really important piece, but at the same time, I felt like Black Canary's just overall like journey throughout her movie was better than Chris Pine's, like specifically just because she had a lot more screen time, so there's a lot more stuff to do with her. But I think I would lean more her than Chris Pine there.
Taylor, where are you on the two female performances? Because I haven't heard you talk about them much.
I very much like Black Canary's story and her development, of course, but in terms of just like laughing and the the things that Maria Bakalova was able to accomplish in these real world scenarios and environments, I think she would have my pick, because it's just such a it's I'm not an actor, so I don't know, but from what I saw, it's one thing to act on set off of a script and with actors and for a movie, and then it's something totally different to act with real people in a real environment and stay true to your persona and character. And I think she just delivers it out of the park, because again, she just came out of nowhere and she landed this gig. So
Taylor, same question that Dylan asked me then. How would you compare her to the two Chris's?
Maria Bakalova to Chris Pine or Chris Pratt?
Like your own enjoyment for what you got for supporting role. You think her trumps? I mean, you're on the Pine train, so do you think she's better than Pratt and onward?
I think she's better than Pratt, but I mean, I of course put Pine over Pratt as well. So my three right now that I know I want is Pattinson, Pine, and Bakalova. So.
Oh yeah, see, I'm like the complete opposite. I'm Pratt and Canary.
I just think that Pine gets it over Pratt in this case, because he had less screen time, but the emotional journey that you go through, like he's dead and now he's back again, and now he has to die again, and just this harsh realization that he brings to the world and to Wonder Woman, and he delivers it. His charismatic and
comedic. He's very comedic too. Yeah. The scenes where he comes back. I know Kirklin, you didn't like those scenes because we saw us in the trailer, but I still think he act them well. Jessica.
So I'm just wondering there, Taylor, like Travis said, did anyone else have any other suggestions? And no one said anything. So I was like, okay, I'll throw one more out just for shits and giggles. And then I threw her out. But now you're like ready to die on her hill. So I'm just wondering how memorable was her performance really if you didn't even think about her.
I think it's just a weird movie. Like it's not in any category or genre that like we've ever talked about, Like it's a comedy, but then it's also kind of like a documentary.
Yeah.
Like it's just such a strange one. So I don't blame him for not like thinking of it as
I
like,
was
this
being
is one
swayed.
of the best supporting roles of the year,
So I'm at the point where I think I'm just trying to decide who I like more between Canary and Pine. I think I'm a lock for Maria. That's where I am in the situation, because I think we've talked about enough. I think she's was very skilled. So that's where I am. So I'm ready to lock her, but I'm not ready on that third one. That's where I am in this scenario.
Yeah.
I'm ready to lock her.
Okay. Are we?
I can't,
well,
in good faith, lock her because I haven't seen either of the
Mhm.
Chris's performances, so I can't compare. So I feel a bit helpless in this category. Are we just gonna kick Black Canary off? Is that happening? Because that seems like
no.
it could simplify.
I'm not ready to do that yet. I'm not ready to do
Okay.
that yet. There's still other Chris's we can kick off.
Chris
So-
squared.
Well,
So I was a
technically, if we have 3 people saying they want to lock Maria, then technically there's, I mean, you're saying you're willing to vote off both Chris's before you'd vote off Black Canary.
No, I said I still have to decide between Pine and Canary. That's where I am. I've already decided on Pratt. Pratt doesn't have my vote at all. He doesn't have it at all. So I'm still in the situation where I guess I'm trying to see what, because you guys are Pratt, and then he's Taylor, you said your top 3 was Pine, Pattison, and Maria, right? And then your guys's would be Maria with Pratt, and then it's kind of comes down to Dylan. Because for me, it's like I have to either tie it with Pine, or I gotta jump in the I don't. That's where I'm tough because, like I said, it's Black Canary or Pine. For me.
Yeah.
I don't have Pratt.
I would go Pratt over Canary, honestly, in this situation too.
Out of
'Cause
out of everyone that's left, the only one I would vote for is Pratt. I have no interest in Pine or Black Canary.
Nice. Oh yeah, Team Pratt.
So see, and that's where I'd probably have to go Pine probably in this situation because I don't want it. Because if I go Black Canary, I don't want Pratt in there. So then, it
We
would
gotta
have to
cut
come
some
down.
deals here, get some trades.
So we can get rid of Black Canary then, is what you're saying.
Well, yeah, if that's the way it's going, unless Dylan wants to throw a vote down on Black Canary, I can't go that way.
I just don't feel qualified to make that decision under this kind of situation because I haven't seen either of the Chris's. You know, it's tricky. It is tricky. I would rather see Black Canary than Borat, who I don't know how this got golded. I mean, Taylor took an executive decision there with the blackboard.
I'm pretty
Took his
sure
forehead
everyone
and
was
turned
like-
gold there.
I thought it was a lock. Me, Travis, Kirklin, didn't you lock her? Jessica, didn't you lock her? Or was
I
that
did
Steve?
both.
Kirkland hasn't
I've
seen it, I
already
don't
seen
think,
her.
right?
No, I haven't
Yeah.
seen it.
I thought Kirkland did lock her. Okay, so yeah, we're kind of screwed there. So well then, if we're getting in this situation now, I would jump over. I would.
Should we go to
I
that
would-
point system that we always get down to, or everyone picks their
yeah.
favorite, and then we go around a second time?
Yeah, we kind of rank them in order and everything like that. So, because that way, if
Or everyone
Pratt's
gets their
gonna-
2 picks, right? Isn't that how we do it?
This
So
is tough because
Maria Bakalova is unlocked, is what you're saying? We mistaked what
she's
Kirkland
unlocked.
said? Okay. And Black
Yeah.
Canary is flying the coop, right?
Everyone is still
no,
alive.
she's not voted out yet. No, she's not voted out yet. No flying the coop. I want to hear before I vote. I want to hear Jessica's thoughts on Maria because I need to know where I'm throwing all my votes here.
I think you can throw your votes first. I don't think you need to know my secrets.
Strats.
Oh no.
This is my perspective. This is my limited information experience, or my limited information perspective. I'd like to see Black Canary and then one of the Chris's, but that's just how I see it.
Okay, so Taylor, we have to ditch Maria. I'm sorry. We got to throw it on Black Canary for sure, or Pratt's got to get in there. Unless because you said you at least prefer Black Canary over Pratt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got to go Black. I think you and I have to go Pine and Black Canary. That's what we have to do. And then we're going to have to do a coin flip or something. Well, I don't know how we're going to do a virtual coin flip. Or we could lead it up to the fans and they could vote who between the Chris's.
Is this all just because they just want Chris Pratt in
They
there?
want Pratt. Yeah, they want Pratt. They're just steamrolling.
Yeah, but
Jeez,
we can say
diehards.
the same thing about you. This is
Yeah.
just happening because you guys want Pine.
Exactly.
No, I want
We're making
Maria
it
in
back.
there.
Your shady deals.
yeah.
I mean, okay, how about I'll switch and back Maria with you if you switch and back Pratt with me.
I'll
Then
put
I'm
Maria
going,
get-
there if you
we'll
take
get
Alex
Maria
off.
and Pratt.
Going
I'm
against
kidding.
my code if I vote for Pratt.
I mean, here, either way, here's how I look at Kirkland and Jessica. Is this correct? Both of your number 1 would be Pratt at this point?
At this point, with Pattison already locked, yes.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
your number 1 pick right now.
I'd say so, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
pretty strong sentiments for sure.
I loved his performance in that movie. I thought he was
Yeah.
the golden idol of that movie.
So, Taylor, where are you? And politics aside, what is just your number 1
Yeah.
pick right now out of these 4?
My number 1 pick would probably be Chris Pine.
Is that
Good
where
job.
Travis is too?
Mine as well.
So then
too.
why don't we
So
just do
why don't
both?
we
they're
just have
texting-
both
they're
Chris's
texting
on?
each
Is
other
everyone
right now.
happy if we put both Chris's?
Because I'm not happy with
Everyone-
Pratt because you have Black Canary and you have Bakalova.
I'm not happy with it either because
Yeah,
it's
Yeah, but
Should
we're
we
not happy.
consider? Should we
Not happy with
consider?
Tony.
Should we consider ungolding Robert Pattinson?
no, not at all. I'm not giving up for the Chris's. Yeah, and we can't because we can't unless I trust Dylan to do an honor system if he has a coin and to be the honor guy to flip the coin and not sway it anyway. I say that's how we go down to. We've done it before with the ties. That's the only way we can do it. If
I've died by the coin too many times. I'm not flipping a fucking coin.
I mean, if we have enough, we could just do this as a 5-option round
That's
instead
a
of
cop-out.
3.
No,
that is
we
a
gotta
cop
do
out.
this.
Yeah,
We're this far in.
we're at this point, and yeah, I don't want to go that far. So what do we do? Do we do coin flip, or do we put both the Chris in, or do we leave it and we let the fans vote on who that third nominee is between the Chris's?
I vote for both Chris's. I'll throw it out there right now. I think that's the easiest way. I mean, if you guys are both willing to die on the Pine Hill and we're willing to die on the Pratt Hill, and no one is super set on Maria or the actress that didn't even get her own name, she just got her stage name.
No, you say you're not set on her. I would, because Dylan's throwing the vote, and I would because listen to this, Taylor. We don't have to do what their game is. We can literally put in Black Canary still with the 3, and then still argue about the Chris's. They're doing this game where we have to put in 2 Chris's. You and me can lock Black Canary now with Dylan. So let's just do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, Black Canary's locked. So now there's one last slot for one of the Chris's. So both the Chris aren't getting in. We're not doing some cop out. We gotta find a way.
Okay, then just throw Pratt in there.
Oh no! Why would we do that? Why would we give the floor to Pat when Pine's sitting right there?
Great performance. He's the best supporting actor of the year.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I'm in the perfect position because I have no bias towards either of these, and I've not seen of them. So I'm like a smarter coin. Instead of leaving it to fate, how about you guys give your best pitch in 30 seconds to 1 minute? Each side gets that opportunity, and then I'll just.
I don't think it's fair that you get to side with them for Black Canary, but then, just out of nowhere, you're just like.
But
he's
seen
oh, yeah,
the movie
we'll just...
though, so it's allowed.
If I had to, Black Canary is my number 1 pick right now for what it's worth.
That's
out of the
morning,
2.
Carl Ritchie. Popping in the chat.
Carl's up. Good
Morning,
job. Carl, tell us in the chat there, and Summer, if you're still watching, who would you prefer? I want to hear the chats. Chris Pine versus Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt from Onward, Chris Pine from 1984. Who was the better supporting actor of the year? I'll pitch first. So Chris Pine, he is carrying on the character from the first one, yes, but he gets to do the reverse of he's playing the fish out of water. So that's really fun. Dylan, you haven't seen the movie, but there's this great scene where he has to pretty much just commit suicide. And the acting he has, the scenes he has with Gal Gadot are really touching, really heart-grabbing. Chris Pratt, he's being Chris Pratt. Just the way Kirklin said, he's playing that role perfectly because he's just doing him. It's just Chris Pratt we've seen in Star-Lord. It's just Chris Pratt we've seen in Jurassic World. He's just doing the same old, same old. Taylor, you make your point, and then the other two can make their points.
I thought this was like one person makes a point for the team, because I was going to say you just got it.
Okay, so he supports me on those points. But yeah, I don't think Chris Pratt does anything that he hasn't done before. You can make that argument with Pine, but that scene that he gets with Wonder Woman is completely different than the first one. Where the first one, he just says, bye, I gotta go. This is like, he literally like dying in her arms and everything like that. So
Okay,
it's great
yeah.
between the both.
So, sure, you get one great moment with Chris Pine.
No, I listed several.
And Gal Gadot. But with the Chris Pratt and Onward, you get entire, touching moments throughout the entire film. It's literally just two brothers, I don't know, refinding their brotherly love, and it was amazing. I felt like he easily could have been the leading role in that film just for how much he carried it.
I'm gonna just shout out here that Carl did just say Chris Pratt. So
Yes.
To
as
counter
someone who
you,
said Chris Pratt
Kirkland,
as well.
if you want to see a movie with brothers rekindling their love, just watch Step Brothers. It does so much
Yeah,
more.
but Step Brothers isn't on the best supporting for Golden
And
Geeks
what did
2020,
Kirkland just
Taylor.
say? He just said, oh, he should have been the lead, or he could have been the lead. Ours
could
is
have
a
been the
true
lead.
supporting
Kirkland.
actor nomination.
Kirkland, you said he has various emotional moments. Give me an example of one of these, because Travis gave a classic one. Sacrificing yourself in someone's arms that can be a very powerful moment if it lands correctly. What is something for Pratt that's a nice?
So yeah, the most
moment?
powerful moment of the entire film, I feel, is Tom Holland giving spoilers all around here, but basically there's one chance for either Tom Holland or Chris Pratt, who are both the son of the dad, to go have one last moment with their dad before he goes off into the afterlife. And Chris
Ooh.
Pratt got that moment given to him by Tom Holland, and it was literally I was ugly crying during that scene. It was so beautiful.
Wow.
But
Everything
that's
about
not,
it was so wonderful.
no, but that's not acting because Dylan in the scene, Tom Holland says go do that, and then Chris Pratt is off in the distance. You don't get to hear a single word of dialogue that Chris Pratt says. You don't get to see the character's face. You just see him, the dad's hugging from a distance. He is not acting at all in that
It's a
scene.
beautiful
legitimately.
moment.
But it's a moment. You can talk about best scene, sure, but in acting, he doesn't say a single fucking word in that scene.
That's
Fair
a
enough.
point against it if he doesn't say a word. But
I mean, bring up the movie to see if he actually says a word. I don't know how long ago Travis saw that movie
I watch it a lot, actually.
because it was so goddamn good of a performance from Chris Pratt. That's why. How many times have you seen
I
Chris
have to-
Pine in
I-
Wonder Woman? I
What?
bet you're never gonna watch that movie again.
I've watched it 2 times already, the 3 in total. So there you go. Onward is just because my kids are like forced me to watch.
Jessica,
this
do you have
movie.
any other points for Senior Pratt?
Yeah, I think there's just there's a lot more development that happens with him because you can only get so much, and like we said, he's only in there for like 30 minutes. Where in Onward, we have Chris Pratt as kind of the majority of the movie, and he goes from being, you know, kind of this asshole brother to, you know, get to the point where Tom Holland is willing to say, you know, okay, you know, you get to go talk with Dad for the one chance that we have to talk with him. So there's just that emotional growth and the connection that happens between them, where all of that had to happen in Wonder Woman, the first one, right? So this one is, you know, this movie spends the entire movie with these 2 characters building up this relationship to get to that one moment that Kirklin talked about, where Chris Pratt or Chris Pine is kind of like, okay, well, we've already done that. There's no emotional connection except they're saying goodbye for a second time. Which, whatever,
Now-
that's sure
That was
best
a good
scene,
point,
but
Jessica.
not.
Jessica, Kirkland, did you guys feel like that was a cop out in that scene when you don't get to see Chris Pratt's?
I don't think so because throughout the entire film, it's like us going through, I don't know, the development of this character of becoming not like a annoying older brother, but more of just like a loving brother. And because he's basically taking that role of a father figure for Tom Holland, and you see that through the entire film. So I thought it was amazing.
Well, I like the argument for Chris Pratt, and I
Let's
vote Onward.
go. Let's go.
All right, lock them in, Taylor.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just deleted it off the list. I don't know what happened.
Oh, that's too bad. Put Pine up there. Yeah,
They're basically the same name. Come on.
yeah, but one's really talented and not an asshole in real life. So after that,
Whoa.
We're not
got-
talking about the real actors here.
Oh, I know.
We're
He
not
just said
talking
they're.
about
He
real
just said they're basically the same people. Oh no, sir. So Taylor, who are our best supporting actors?
Our best supporting actors of 2020 Golden Geeks are Robert Pattinson from Tenet, Chris Pratt from Onward, and I don't remember the actress's name. I'm sorry. I IMDb'd it. I couldn't figure out her freaking name. Black Canary from Birds of Prey.
Okay, we are going to best villain right now, and I'll just shout him out because he was already just snubbed a second ago by everybody. It's just terrible. Ewan McGregor's Black Mass. I'll put him in there. Great
Mhm.
villain.
I'll back it.
I'll back it.
It just is it not Journey Smollett? Journey Smollett for Black Canary.
Is that her name? I had no freaking idea. I apologize, Journey. That's actually a cool name.
Taylor, do you have a villain to shout out?
Who did you shout out first there, Travis? Who was the first
Black
one?
Mass from Birds of Prey and the fantabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn.
Okay, well, while he's typing, I'll throw one out then. Good old Jim Carrey from Sonic.
I'll back it.
Backing it hard.
Wow.
Oh yeah, that's first name on my
Aw.
list. Come on now.
Awful.
Never got around to seeing that one myself.
Oh no.
don't worry about it. What about you, Taylor?
I am gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Alice Braga, I believe. She was the Doctor Villain in New Mutants. I really liked her character in that.
I'll back it.
I will not.
Jessica, did you end up seeing New Mutants?
Yeah, I don't even remember who you're talking about, so I'm not gonna back it because obviously it wasn't
Oof.
All right, there we
backable
go.
in my mind.
Dylan, you got anybody?
I don't.
I'm gonna put in because we've done this before.
Whoa! You don't get to go twice, buddy.
What?
Sit down, Travis Snell. Let
Didn't
me
you
go.
put in Sonic? Or no?
No, that was me.
Okay, put in your person.
Well, what about Invisible Man? Like, is that
Yeah,
okay? But like,
because we've done
Taylor,
before.
You can't
where-
be misspelling Jim Carrey, the legendary Jim Carrey.
Isn't it one
no,
R?
because villain is more just like the villain of the like. It's not like the
Okay.
acting, right?
Yeah,
We've done
okay,
that
then
before.
I'm-
I think we put like monsters from something, or we put Michael Myers, and like that
Right.
can't be an actor, right? But
yeah. So I'm putting Invisible Man.
I back it.
Yeah, I can back that.
I will back it.
Thank you.
What about the poltergeist host?
The seance.
No.
Not the seance itself, but like the spirit that beats the shit out of everyone.
I didn't have enough character from. Plus, I heard he was an asshole on set, so.
The guy who played Legs.
Yeah. No, I just don't. I just like I guess because Invisible Man has much more like characters and scenes where I can kind of point to. Where that is just like it's kind of. I don't know.
What about Jerry from Soul?
Is he
Jerry.
a villain? He's just trying to do his job.
Is
you
Jerry
know?
or Terry? Isn't it Terry?
Terry, yeah. He's just the Jerrys are the nice ones. Terry's the like, oh, there's a number offer. Well, I don't think he's villainous enough.
It
Like,
should be your Halloween costume. That was a really good impression.
no, I already got my Halloween costume planned out. Sorry, Terry.
He was really fun, like antagonist in the movie for sure.
Yeah.
The music, oh, so good.
My last one I have on the list is Maxwell Lord, Pedro Pascal.
Yes. Back in.
He was great from Wonder Woman 1984.
Back it.
Okay, there you go. That's all I have for villains.
I
on my
thought
list.
Kristen Wiig was the villain of
There's
Wonder
two.
Woman.
She is also one of my pitches too, Kristen Wiig. Because again, I love her in
back-
that movie.
I'll back Wig. No one else though.
Wow, no
Sorry,
other
Taylor.
back-
Kirklin's not. Oh, she
Oh.
doesn't make
Damn.
the list. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I know some people were surprised by her, but I just think the script wasn't strong enough for her to like shine at all. I don't think she was bad as I was worried,
Yeah.
but
I
it was
just felt like she was a type of character I'd already seen in that role of being, oh, I just want to fit in, and then she gets powerful and she becomes the bad guy. So
yeah.
What about Kenneth Branagh as Andre Sator in Tenet?
No,
No, I
No.
thought he was a terrifying
I think he's
villain.
no, I think he's the weakest point of that movie, in my opinion.
Mm.
is this what's his name, Sora or whatever? What's his
Sator.
name?
Mhm.
Sator. Honestly, I'd back you. There's a lot of moments that he felt very menacing. The whole time, like the whole first time I watched this movie, though, when he was on screen, I just kept thinking he was like Mr. Weasley, like Ron's dad.
Well, he's
I
not
was-
Ron's dad, so you'd be wrong on that. His name.
I
is
know he's not. I googled
Okay.
it, but while I was
But you
watching it, it was tripping me
Google. Oh, Google.
out. But yeah, I would back that. I thought he was menacing in a different way. I don't know. Probably won't get back though.
So to Jessica on the back end. Jessica, you said your Zencaster's not working now.
It
Is that
says
the
all
case
of
for
them are
everybody?
recording on my end.
Yep.
Mine doesn't say it's recording, so I can see the
Oh,
timers
cool.
going, but it's not picking up my voice at all. So
That's all right. We'll keep it. If not, we got the backup tracks. So, Jessica,
sorry,
would
who
you
am I being
support
asked about backing?
Kenneth Branagh from Tenet, the villain in Tenet?
Sator.
Yeah,
What a name.
I'll back that.
Whoa.
I couldn't hear half the things he was saying because the audio mixing's so bad in that movie. So that really takes it,
It
down
was
for me.
really bad, actually.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah.
The subtitles have been great. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I need to watch
The
again with
whole experience.
subtitles.
Yeah.
It's too
I
bad.
didn't get subtitles on my link, unfortunately, so I
Yeah.
I would like crank it to get some audio, and then all of a sudden a gunshot would go off, scare the hell out of me.
Or when
So,
on
gotta
the
love when that
fucking
happens.
boats. When they're on
Oh
the
my
boats,
god, that
like,
boat scene.
Oh my
You
gosh,
can't-
so loud.
Turn it. Okay, whatever you're saying, Kenneth. All right, so we have, unless we have anybody else, anybody other villains?
Yeah, I got one more.
Okay.
I got Hubie's mom from Hubie Halloween.
No.
Nope.
That was a
Not-
quick
not-
no.
Taylor, would you have said yes?
No.
You and Taylor. Okay, so we have Ewan McGregor's Black Mass, Jim Carrey from Sonic, Invisible Man, Maxwell Lord from 1984, and Kenneth Branagh from Tenet. We have to get rid of two. I imagine I'm just gonna get out of the way. I feel like is Jim Carrey a lock for you guys?
It's definitely a lock for me. You're
Yes,
so good.
honestly. Yeah, I thought he was like one of the best parts of the whole movie.
It's up to you, Jessica. He's not for me. So if you want to lock him, it's the time.
You have the power.
Let's lock him
Sorry.
in, Jessica.
Who am I locking?
Jim
If
Carrey.
you want to lock Jim Carrey, because you guys were like
Ooh.
quickly.
Do I
Dr.
want to lock Jim
Robotnik.
Carrey?
Yeah, you
I'm gonna
do.
do it.
It's
I'm gonna lock
gold.
Jim Carrey.
It's gold right now.
Carrey.
Give them all our rings. Come on now.
Okay, let's lock Black Mask as well then. Come on.
I agree with that.
I agree.
He's fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
He's beautiful.
So this is a quick one. So we got the 2 locks, and now it's down to Kenneth Branagh, Maxwell Lord, or Invisible Man. I'm not gonna go first.
I'm just gonna put this out there. I am inclined to go with the Invisible Man because watching that movie, he had power. Everything he did, like he made you feel like was he an illusion? Was he really there? Was he a ghost? Like it's just he brought power. And I will put him over Pedro Pascal, and it's not Pedro Pascal's fault because I like him in that movie. I just feel like it was the movie that kind of brought him down a little bit, but he did the best he could with what he had.
I mean, just from what you're saying, I think it's safe to take off Kenneth then.
Yeah.
Since you're like, I think I would put Invisible Man over Pedro, not even like mentioning Kenneth. So
Kenneth
yeah,
is
I
on.
think
Get rid of
I will go
Kenneth.
the other way where. Okay, well, sorry. So I don't know. I guess we're saying the character itself because this is where we're kind of going like the idea of a villain versus an actor who played the character.
And for Kenneth Branagh, for me, it's the acting and the villain. I don't like it all around. I don't think it's like worst performance there. I just think for Nolan, it to me was pretty lackluster in that, and I wish it was a little bit better. So for me, I have a debate between Invisible Man and Maxwell Lord because Invisible Man, I think overall is like has a better presence, but I like Pedro's so fun to watch that. And I just love how like that when I have rewatched Wonder Woman, there's the part that like just shine, and where Invisible Man is great, but at the same point, I don't watch Invisible. Like funny enough, I don't watch Invisible Man for the Invisible Man. I watch it for Elizabeth Moss. So that's where I kind of go back and forth where I'm stuck. I'm not really decided, but I'm nowhere on Kenneth. I'm very 50-50 on Invisible Man and Maxwell Lord.
yeah, it's tough for me because I feel like the overall better villain for sure is Invisible Man for me. But again, you have to take account like the acting wise, right? And you know, Pedro was amazing for what he was given. I really didn't like the overall like use of him in that film though. But yeah, he was very charismatic. He was very lovable, very like he seemed like approachable, which is something that reminds me of like a Lex Luthor type villain where like he could be your friend, but he also has some nefarious plans or something in the works in the background. But Invisible Man was just such a presence for something that for most of them, or at least a good chunk of the movie, you're not even sure if it's a real character. And I felt like the way that they used the ominous presence of this invisible being was just so masterfully done. And it's tough.
One more thing
I don't know how to pitch this one.
One more thing to shout out on that Invisible Man. Like, if you think about like the one scene where she's been locked in herself for such a long time, and you don't know if it's in there or the Invisible Man is in there with her.
Oh yeah.
But it's
It was like 2 days.
2 days. But yeah, like she finally goes to make a move on herself, and then he strikes, and he like again that hallway scene when he's fighting the cops, and it's all like Invisible Man fighting the security. That was so well done, and it was so awesome to see.
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess there it's very clear that it is a character, not just like a presence.
See,
So-
but that's where I go with this is where we're talking about like for that all that acting is the guards. None of that is the acting of the character or anything, right? Because you can't see him doing anything because he's invisible. I'll throw it out right now. My vote is for Pedro. So
Ooh. This is
Yeah,
tough.
I think I see villain not necessarily as the best acting. I think it's just that element of the movie, in terms of
So
that antagonizing
That's why you're going with
force.
Kenneth.
Yeah, I can't vote here because I haven't seen Wonder Woman. But it does sound like there's more passion in the room for Invisible Man as like a more interesting, villain overall.
Yeah, I'll give it to Invisible Man. If we had 5, I'd be giving it to Pedro, but I will bow down to Invisible Man on this one. Because I do think of like, what am I gonna think about more in a few
Yeah.
years? It probably will be Invisible Man over Pedro. I think, because I don't see Pedro. I don't know. Yeah, that's just the way I go. So that I go Invisible Man.
Yeah, I would agree with that sentiment.
Okay.
Invisible
He's
Man.
locked. The great
So then-
Olivia Jackson Cohen. Go watch Bly Manor and Haunting Manor. Great actor.
So then with Invisible Man, are you putting it as like the Oliver Jackson or his brother, or are you just
Just Invisible
you're
Man.
literally just Invisible Man?
Oh yeah, just like we put just Michael Myers. You know, The Shape. You know, Michael Myers The Shape played by Michael Myers. Yeah, so there we go. We got Jim Carrey and Sonic, Ewan McGregor, Black Mass, and Birds of Prey, and then the Invisible Man in the Invisible Man, starring role. Let's get into this one's interesting. Best scene I want to talk about. So obviously, we can't nominate the Luke Skywalker Mandalorian scene because we all know that would have won best scene if we could. So
Whoa,
that's what I'm-
spoilers! Spoilers.
You're not watching Mando, are you?
Nope, but no, I already had heard spoilers about
Okay,
that he was
yeah.
in it. So.
Can I
So-
please go first for best scene? I got a doozy.
Yeah. You got a doozy.
I got a
no. Please don't
doozy.
tell me it's like the Jim Carrey, like when he's dancing around.
No.
It's gonna be the
fuck-
bloodshot
No.
scene.
So,
That moment
So-
when he took off his shirt and he just fucking jacked.
so my scene in this one was easily like a no contender, and I'm hoping someone here agrees with me. So in Hubie Halloween, when Ben Stiller comes in as the freaking
Yes.
caretaker, that's just so good, unexpected, and like, oh, you go a little pee pee. He's so good.
So if people didn't watch Huey Halloween, to set the floor up, Ben Stiller reprises this role as the bad caretaker from Happy Gilmore. The like, you want a glass to shut the hell up? So like, I would back you, Taylor. We're not gonna get any backing, but like that movie that made that movie a 10 out of 10 for me, just having Ben Stiller back in that role. But I would back you, but I don't think I think we're alone on this hill.
I'll throw the backing because you know what? I'll be honest. I remember two things from the movie. I remember that, and then I remember the scene of him like drinking hot chocolate and throwing up or whatever it was, where he's like riding his bike. So I don't know. His movies, they have very terrible, memorable scenes, like the frickin' the raccoon or the cat
Oh,
or
yeah.
whatever it was.
Raccoon.
But the scenes that you do remember are pretty great.
Dylan, you got any scenes to shout out?
I don't think so. Like, I think there's probably a good one in Soul, but I don't know what it would be. So I'm hoping some of you wrote
Yeah.
down a couple for Soul, and I can
got
back
one for
those.
Soul.
Go ahead, Kirkland. Take the floor.
I was gonna say like the first time that they go to like the zone, it was just very visually beautiful, really groovy, and like just like a Sahara desert with the ship and stuff. I thought that was really cool. And then you got to see like
Nice.
what are they called? Like just lost souls, I guess, like the little
That
monsters.
was the scene I was thinking of in my head to shout
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
So I'll definitely back that. Nice job.
That's what I had for Soul. I had the initial death. So like the first time he goes
Yeah.
there, he sees everything. Because I remember when he gets there, when they're on that like escalator, how it's like there's no music, but it's just like that brrr sound, and it's just like they're looking at that, and
Yeah.
it's like visually stunning, and it's like cool because it's not like Spider-Verse where it's different art styles, but each time he's going to a different spot, it has like a different sort of vibe and feel going on. So
Mhm.
I would back that as well. Just like the Joe going into the whatever the death universe is, whatever it is. So I don't know what you want to put there, Taylor, but you can.
I put the zone.
Okay, there you go. From Soul, just so we know, because I feel like we'd forget what the zone is in 20 minutes from
No,
now. if we
I
have to
definitely
debate.
put Soul there.
Okay, good. Jessica, what about you?
So I'm gonna do the like kind of the full circle pincer moment from Tenet when he's like finally understands that this is his pincer moment when like Pattinson's about to go off, and he's like, so this is the end for you, beginning for me. I thought that scene was kind of ties it all together, and that's the point where you're like, okay, I need to go and rewatch this to kind of piece it back together now that I know that moment.
Was that the same scene attached to when they were storming the beach, like in inverse and?
It's like the end of that sequence.
It's a
Oh,
very
I
end
back
of
it.
that.
I love that. Like I love helicopters and fighting, and doing it inverted with regular was like.
I'll back it for now.
Is it
'cause I
that
got another-
whole sequence though, or because it sounds
Well-
like Jessica's just kind of talking about the character moment, or are you talking about the whole action sequence before it? Because that's like now we're talking about 20-minute segment.
Yeah,
of
that's
film.
true.
Yeah, I was just talking about the character moment.
Yeah, I would back
I'll-
that.
Which one you backing? Her character moment?
Like the character moment.
I'll back the
specifically.
character moment as well. The one I had from Tenet was the first time he goes like through Tenet when like DeBecky gets shot and he has to go back the very first time in reverse and it's his because everything going to him, but this is the time where he's having to drive. And I think just because that was visually stunning to see it all go down, that's like, on a
Yeah.
visual standpoint. So that's the
I-
one I had as like the first time he does Tenet.
Yeah, I had a couple Tenet scenes. I would back that one though that you just mentioned. I thought that was very, because it's like the first time that we're really seeing like fully what's going on that end. So that was really cool. I had when he goes into the kitchen and he's like, waited 1 hour for my hot sauce, and it's just like a really badass like action sequence. I thought that was just really, it was really well choreographed, and it was just really high intense. Really, just made you think of like John Wick or something like that. So I don't know if it'll get back because it like it's not a really like emotional scene or anything. I just thought it was like
I don't
a
think I
really
remember
awesome action
remember
scene,
that
so-
scene off the top of my head.
I remember
Yeah.
the hot sauce, but I think I went back just because I have like whether it's the beach or the one I have. I think there's other action scenes that like use the tenantness a bit more. So
yeah,
that's
well,
my-
yeah, like the other one I had was the first time. I don't even remember what part of the movie is. It's when they're, John David Washington, is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when him and Pattinson are in that room, and then it's like the first time with like the bullet holes, and they're like, "Oh, what happened here?" It's
Yeah.
like it hasn't happened yet, and then the guy comes out of the turnstile, and then like it's kind of a longer sequence, but basically, the whole situation with the guy running inverse, and then Pattinson like takes off the helmet, realizes who it is, and then us, the viewer, we don't really know who that is. Again, I might even like try pitching as opposed to that scene like at the end when you're getting like the full
The opposite of it.
yeah, the opposite of it. Like you're finally seeing what Pattinson actually saw. I just thought that was really cool scene because we did go back to it and it just had a lot of significance to it because it like we saw it when we just didn't know anything. And then in classic Nolan fashion, they show you the same scene, multiple times with a little bit more revealed. Yeah, so I don't even know. I pitched a couple scenes there.
Yeah, this is tough because it's like the Infinity War problem when we had this when we had like a bunch of
Yeah.
scenes, but we had to kind of decide on a few because like I think that's the tough thing with Tenet is like I love a lot of those scenes, but I don't have one that's like the clear one. Where with Infinity War, we eventually got to like okay, Thor coming back from Asgard, like with the
Yeah.
hammer and all Jack, like okay, that was the scene, So it's just like with Tenet, like I like all these scenes, but it's like tough like to decide which one's gonna be because
How
we'll have a
about you
scene.
do like 4 votes required or 4 backings or something? Like if you're going to pick a scene because there's so many scenes, let's say like you and then 3 other people.
I kind of see what you're going for. Okay, but the problem is, so what happens if we get so what we have? So Kirklin laid out a lot there, and then we got
Yeah.
so we got Jessica's like the reveal thing. Taylor, yours is like the whole beach battle.
Well,
Mine's
no,
the
like
first-
that's like I like it, but with all these scenes, like I'm probably not going to like nominate it on my own. I thought that was attached to
Okay.
Jessica's, but like I'm probably not gonna back a lot of these scenes, like because I feel like just one is okay, and I like the pincer movement character scene, so.
Yeah.
I think I want to go with one of Kirkland's. I don't know which one. If you'd pick the first
Yeah.
time that scene happens or the second time, probably the second time because it's
It's
I-
a
it's
little
the
bit more
same
important
scene,
of
but
the
there's more
story,
revealing, like,
because
there's-
like the first time that we see it, it's really interesting because they're just literally walking into a room, and then as they're in the room, they're interacting with everything. So therefore, it's kind of happening from that point on. So it kind of sets the wheel in motion. However, like the second time that we have that turnstile moment, it's literally like part 2, so it is more significant.
I think my pitch for the first one is because that's like the first time, like we see him deal with some backwards stuff, but that was the first time when you get also the protagonist in that fight at the same time, and you have the guy like running up the wall and doing all this
Yeah,
stuff. Like you
there's
do
some
like you said,
inverted moments.
you do see in
Mm.
reverse, but I think like we know that's coming. The big coup de grace for that scene is like the reveal, like okay, it's him. But the first time you don't know what's coming, and there's like that buildup of the bullet holes, the smoke. You hear something coming, you see the guy come out. Like that's my only thing is I think the first scene has more tension, where the second scene has the reveal.
Yeah.
But either way, I'd be fine with whichever one.
I think I'd go with the second time because this is such a weird argument to have, but I think I'd go with the second time because I actually didn't like the choreography too much in that fight scene. I just thought it was too hard to follow, or maybe a shaky cam. I don't know. I just didn't think it was great. So the second time, at least, there was like some cool story elements that were kind of tied along with it, and it was kind of a fun callback. So I would go with the second time.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I think that the second one I like a little bit more.
Also, in the first time, they didn't kind of, to go with what Dylan was saying, they didn't focus on the fact of kind of the backwards movement because they were still kind of mystery about what's going on. But the second time, they did let that kind of choreography they did let it shine through a little more because at that point we do know about the inverse, so it's not as kind of like Dylan said, shaky cam, kind of hidden. So I
guess I feel like we still know it because he goes and has that meeting with the lady scientist and she explains everything. So to me, that was the first time we saw it in full effect. That was my only pitch for it. But Taylor, where are you at this? You on the second one as well?
I'll back the second one.
Okay, so the second, I don't know what you want to classify that as.
Second inverse hallway scene.
There you go.
Works for me.
Good one, Taylor.
I have the restaurant scene from Invisible Man when she goes to meet her sister, and it just seems like it's gonna be like a just good old normal meeting, and then like the sister just sees the knife floating, he slits her throat and then puts the knife right in Elizabeth hand, and then it's just like, and I remember there's this one shot, well, I watched it again, but like it stuck with me the first time when they're arresting her and like the blood from her sister's just dripping down the table like right by her head and everything like that. And it's like they're like she's stuck because she's getting arrested or something. But it's like I think just from the terror of it, because I also think like I was not thinking that at all. I remember when I saw it in the theater, it was just such a gas moment when that because it just happened so quick. It was the editing of it was so well done. So that's my pitch. I also have the her escaping at the very beginning of the movie in Invisible Man because I think that's very intense. But if I have to pick one scene, it's the restaurant scene with her sister because it just is like a normal this is what's happening, and then it happens so quick. It jumps from 0 to 100 in seconds.
100%. Especially in that scene, like you feel like it's like the one safe spot that she has, and then it just happens so quick. And I just remember just being blown away. So I would back that.
I back it.
Okay.
There you go.
Backed.
I will shout this out. I like that we have the other one from Soul, but I also love the scene when Joe finally gets to do the performance and he does it and he's like going ham and it's like a great scene. And then he comes outside of the theater at the end and says he didn't feel anything from it. I thought that was a very powerful moment. But I like the other one that we have from Soul, but there's a lot. It's a Pixar one, obviously. It's just like 1,000 great individual moments you can call out.
Mm-hmm. I have two more. I have Harley Quinn breaking the police station, Birds of Prey with
I had that one as well, actually.
Yeah, with the colorful gun and the fun bags and all that stuff, and I think there's some good comedic beats in there. So I have that.
I had that as well. Well, that scene probably ends before she gets to the cell room, because I thought the cell room scene was like stellar as well.
In the water and everything like that.
Yeah, but like it could maybe be attached to that scene because it's in the same area, but it would be drawn out more. But if I had to choose between one of those two, I would go when she initially gets to the police station.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Taylor, Jessica, Dylan? Any thoughts?
I'll back that you guys shouted out.
I was thinking the beginning scene when she was just, I think it's beginning when she's just trying to eat her freaking sandwich. I feel like there was I feel like there was a lot of fun in that, but
good intro for sure.
Yeah. I'm happy to go with the smoke scene if we're just doing one per movie kind of thing here.
Yeah, I haven't seen that movie in 11 months at this point, so it's hard for me to pick out an individual scene. So I'll just kind of back you guys on that one. I do remember that one for sure.
Okay. Anybody else scenes? I got one more, but then.
Yeah, I'll go Wonder Woman 84. Basically, when she's saying goodbye to Chris Pine. Mm-hmm. I thought that moment was just so amazing. We talked about it on the review.
Now he's all about the Chris Pine moment.
Yeah, I don't hear him shouting any Chris Pratt scenes, but that's fine. But no, I back you. That scene is the best scene in the movie because it also, like I said, it just shows like Gal Gadot is just such a better actress than she was like 3 years ago. Not saying that she's bad or anything, but just like it just was such a it was really, really good scene. And when she's running and like
Chaos
everything's
going on in the
yeah, the
background,
chaos going
yeah.
on. She's crying while she's running, and then all her wounds are healing at the same time. And then you got Steve turning into the other guy in the background, which is really fucked up, and he's saying "I love you" in that voice. So yeah, I it's super weird when I watch it. Like, "I love you, Diana." She's like, "That's not Steve." It's so, man, that debate, they should have never done like that character thing. But yeah, I back you on the saying goodbye.
Was that your scene? I thought
Yes.
I was stealing. Okay, yeah. I figured.
Is
I was
there not a
stealing
standout scene from Onward? That's another Pixar movie. What's going
your-
on?
Well, yeah. I mean, I feel like the most powerful
Mm.
scene out of it was the one that I was pitching earlier, with like the moment of Chris Pratt having them, like, you know, the one-on-one with his dad. But again, it's anime. There's a lot of visually pleasing scenes in it.
Is Jessica not even backing you on it?
I mean,
I'm not pitching it. I feel like our list.
Wow. Not even
I
I'm
feel like our list
surprised.
is great.
I'm surprised.
I just think that there's a lot of things on here, and if they weren't, and like none of them, besides me and Kirklin, no one seemed to be really for that movie. So I don't think there's
No.
a lot of point in putting it on just for it to be
Oh.
kicked off.
All right, I would have backed it, but that's fine. Don't nominate stuff. I don't know.
I will say that Carl Ritchie in the chat said
Yeah.
Borat 2 when the girl gets to talk in the car.
I wouldn't put that in my top my top 3 there, but no, I would have backed Onward. I put it higher than some.
I mean,
I
that
put it-
sounds like a great scene, like from what I heard. But
Yeah,
I mean-
I back it. So I love Onward. I just had to knock it down because Chris Pratt earlier, but
I mean, I'll back it. If we got 3 people backing it, I'll put it
Yeah.
up there.
I mean, I'll pitch it.
I'll
if
back
you
it
guys
too, and
want
I
it.
think-
Yeah.
there we go. Taylor just hated the movie over.
What is this scene called?
It's the dad scene from Onward. Just say
And
that.
I never got around to it, but come on, is there at least one cool, trippy scene in New Mutants? Come on, give me some faith in this movie.
I honestly just did not enjoy that movie. So
I really didn't like that movie. There was a couple.
There's
cool...
not even like one cool, trippy scene. That's
like
what
the
I thought
demon
the
bear
movie would be all
stuff.
about.
I like the bear stuff.
Yeah, there's a
I
big
thought
bear
that
in
was
it.
visually nice. It looked
I
great.
might have been visually nice. I didn't enjoy that scene actually at all.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. No. Yeah, I can't. I won't throw any backing on. I still like the movie, but I won't throw any backings on them.
Any Sonic
All right.
scenes? Sonic
I
scenes
have
out there?
one.
Oh, I knew you had one.
I
Come on,
love
say it
when
there.
he was in the bar and he's just full on Quicksilver
Oh,
mode.
okay. Actually, I'm gonna back that. That scene was amazing. Thank you for reminding me of it.
Any
I miss
takers?
what
Is
the
it just
scene
a
was.
rip-off of Quicksilver X-Men scenes? Is that what it is?
Oh,
No,
yeah,
I think they
100%.
did it
Great.
first, and then someone leaked it to.
Fuck off. Get out
Because
of
this
Did
here.
they
movie
make
was in
that joke in
creation
the
for
movie?
9 years.
um, does anyone have any other?
I should
scenes? 'Cause
Google
got a
that scene
couple.
or YouTube it. That'd be fun to just check that scene out.
Yeah.
I'm not backing it.
Okay.
I have one from the host when there's one that's probably better than this one, and I'll honorable mention that. But I like
Good
this one
pitch.
more because this one really freaks me out. When she stuck the selfie stick up the attic and she's turning it around, and you just see the
Feet.
freaking feet dangling there. That's like horrendous. I can just
Roasted
That
I'm
was
sitting
actually
here.
really good.
I'm waiting to see the feet dangling behind Kirklin for some reason or something. Like, I'm just terrified right now.
Don't say that, man. That movie was wigging me out. I was literally sitting at my computer. I had like the webcam and everything all set up, and I'm just like, this is literally my life. Like I'm watching my own horror movie here.
You know what? Well, especially what we do every week. You know, because I was having a tough time with Host because I really like it. I was trying to like what scene stands out when you said that because I've only seen it once and I saw it when it came out, and I would back you on that because that like there's also shit moments, but that was like the real like, oh, like this is really bad, like this is getting really like, so you know I'll back you on that one because I think that's a very impressive movie. Like I don't know if it'll make it our best movie one, but I always like this is why I got them to watch it because I think if I don't know what we're doing for best film, it's 5 or 3, but I think even it deserves mentioning because it's just very clever and it's very well done for like the budget they have and to do it during COVID and everything. So I would back you on the feet dangling scene.
The other scene that came to mind too that was very memorable for me was I don't know like specifically where it was, but I don't even remember the girl's name actually, but it was the girl that made like her own background where she's like walking.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And
on her
they're like, where'd she go? She's like, oh, is that it? And then all of a sudden her face just like starts getting smashed on the keyboard. I thought that was like, holy shit! I was not expecting that whatsoever.
Mhm.
I thought that was pretty funny, clever usage of the background effect. There's a lot of
That's a good
moments in
one,
that
too.
movie that
Mhm.
like they really
They stick.
They
with
really
you.
did a good job at like the whole like practical effect, or sorry, technical issues that you would have using something like Zoom, of like someone's voice cutting out or something, or the background glitching, the little face when it was like on the ghost, like just how glitched out that can be, especially since we, like, at least us, we use Zoom quite a bit for the podcast, Skype, same sort of thing.
How did you feel when that scene unfolded because I thought the one girl's like guy left, and then when he just falls from the fucking ceiling, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, that was a good shocker too.
I think I would change my vote. I'm sorry, Taylor, to Kirklin's the face monitor one, just because it, like, the feat was good, but that was like such a shocking moment when that happened, and it's just like it's so up there, like in your face and stuff. So I think I would change it to that now.
Well, we don't even have
unfortunately.
another third backer for the first scene, so we need backers here.
Yeah.
Who's backing?
Talking about the host still?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. Sorry.
Are you backing Kirkland? Would you back that scene? Because I'll
Oh,
back
I pitched it, didn't I? Or are you talking about the first one?
the second one. If the second one's what you're pitching and what you're backing, then we'll back it.
Well, I pitched the second one, so yeah,
Okay,
I'm
let's
back in
do
my own pitch.
Very good movie. All right, so I guess just screen death or background
Zoom
death, whatever.
call
it
head, I guess. I don't know.
is. No, background death is better. Let's just go with that, not Zoom call
Sounds so
death.
sexual.
Yeah.
Zoom call
Um,
head.
Zoom call head.
Anything else?
For best scenes, look at this.
Going once, going twice. Yeah, we got some extra contenders there. That's nice. So, oh boy. So we got the Ben Stiller cameo from Hubie Halloween. We got Tenet Inverse Holloway Part 2. Restaurant, Invisible Man, Harley Quinn's Police Break-In, Wonder Woman Says Goodbye to Steve, Onward Dad Scene, and the background death. This is going to be really tough, and that's why I'm going to start with the automatic kick of I Love It, Taylor.
No,
we got it.
don't do this to me.
I'm glad we got it as a contender, but I can't. It's the same thing I was Sandy Wax and the Raccoon. I just can't, in good faith, put Ben Stiller's. It's only a cameo. It's one scene. It was great, but I can't, in good knowledge, put that in the best. Especially
Are we
if we're
doing
only
three or five? Because we have a lot here. I feel like we could do 5.
I
So
think
we
we
have
can't
7.
cop out.
Up to you guys.
I haven't seen half these movies, so that depends on how much you guys want all of these in there.
Yeah.
Taylor, I'll put it this way: even if we do 5, the Ben Stiller scene's not making it in. That's
Why don't we
okay.
just start knocking some off and see how it goes?
Yeah.
Okay, so the Ben Stiller,
Such as
scene
Hubie
from
Halloween.
Yes, I put that up there to be knocked off.
I watched 5 minutes of that movie. I'm like, this is terrible, and I can't continue on.
You didn't even watch it at 1.5 speed? That's like the Dylan specialty.
Yeah, no, I mean, I only have that on my computer set up. It's not when I, unfortunately, Netflix on a regular old TV, I don't have that ability, so.
It hurts me, but I think we can take off the Onward scene as well. The dad goodbye. I don't think we're getting Travis's votes.
You don't know that I have that in my top 10 Pixar movies. You're just assuming, but I'm not ready to kick it yet.
I'd say kick it.
I'm just trying
because we have we're picking 3 top ones here.
Yeah.
I don't
So
think it's
far.
not a top 3.
Yeah.
Where do you lie on that, Jessica?
Yeah, I don't think it's top 3 if we're going for 3. I mean, if
Alright.
we're going for 5, I say keep it around for now. But if we're making the decision to do 3, then I'm okay to cut it.
I mean, 3 is probably good for consistency's sake, but
Okay.
I'd say we should probably knock out at least one of these Tenet ones. I don't know if a Tenet one is going to make it, but I feel like one of them probably will. And now if you guys agree with that, I mean, I know I kind of seconded the inverse hallway fight scene. I'd go with that one. I agree with you, Jessica. That probably is a good scene, but for me, it didn't all connect when that scene was going on. I just had more questions, and I didn't know what the fuck was going on, and I left the theater disappointed. And so I don't think that scene did it for me, even though it does answer things for me. It didn't click anything together in my head. So I don't know. I wouldn't vote that personally.
I personally would actually kick both the Tenet scenes because I think we had such a debate of like there's not one that stands out in my
Yeah,
opinion. I don't think there's
that's
like an
fair.
Inception scene or like the Dark Knight has like the interrogation scene or Inception's like like everyone points at Joseph Gordon-Levitt in the upside down elevator fight, like that's like the trailer. Like I don't have a scene for Tenet that I still go. I think there's a bunch of great scenes, but I still am looking at the ones we have left. Even the one from Host, I think I remember more. And I was like, when I think of that, I'm like, oh man, yeah, that girl that died on the back, like the background, not the Zoom call head, whatever you were calling there, Taylor. That's my pitch for getting rid of all the Tenet scenes. That's my pitch.
I can agree with that too. Actually.
Yeah, that's a good pitch. Well said. Well said.
All right, Tenet's
Everyone
gone.
agree?
Yep. Oh, we got rid of Onward. Okay, so we have the Zoom call death. We have the I would vote to lock in the restaurant scene from Invisible Man.
Yeah.
Just because I'm biased, that was my pick, but I just think it was a shocking, well done scene, and it also gave stakes to the movie because it wasn't just like the guy saying I'm gonna do something. She goes against him and he kills her sister, and right away like it shows okay. So when he's like I'm gonna kill your friend, I'm gonna kill his daughter, you know that this guy is messing around, and to lose like a family member, it wasn't like he stabbed her and she went to the hospital and she's okay. It's like no, he literally just kills her, and I think that showed that there were stakes in it, and it was a shocking scene as well. So.
And not the steaks they're eating for dinner, but real steaks.
No, they had free water. That's all they had.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Tap water. The
Mhm.
sister was such an asshole to the waiter too. My
Oh,
gosh.
Final moments too.
Yeah, I would want to lock that one. I had another pick too from Invisible Man, but when you brought up the Sisters Diner scene, it just totally threw my idea away because it just didn't compare to that one.
Yeah, Jessica, a lock.
It's a lock for
Well,
me.
it's already locked on there, so
Mhm.
Okay, I didn't know. I'm not watching that stream right now. Taylor's probably gonna post some stuff. Okay, so we got one scene. We got the host scene with the background death. We got Wonder Woman says goodbye to Steve, and we have Harley Quinn in the police station. We have to boot one of them, or no? Yeah, we got to boot
Two.
one of them.
I'd like to lock Soul personally.
Oh shit! I forgot about Soul. Yeah,
That scene compared to the other ones, though, I don't know. I feel like again for me, the Birds of Prey, Red Smoke scene, and Blue Smoke. I feel like that's an easy
Yeah.
lock. It was just so
I really like that one.
amazing.
with the music and everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
because my thing is with Soul. I feel like I'm gonna champion more when we get into visuals, like as a whole overall, instead of just the one scene. But I think I am more in Taylor's camp of the locking of the Harley Quinn police station scene because I love the music, I love the choreography, the visuals in it, I love the comedy. That's where I am on that one.
Yeah, I would like to lock that as well. I love that scene.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have recency bias on that one, so it's hard for me to strongly debate against that. I just haven't seen that movie in 11 months.
Jessica,
I also feel like
go ahead.
the smoke scene it's a lot more kind of condensed when I hear the zone from Soul, like we talked about when he first fell in, all the way to when he's like in the desert. It just seems like such a big scene
Well,
where
I think we're talking
get a
more
lot more
about strictly the desert portion, and then the pirate ship, the purple pirate ship, swings in and they have that conversation and that stuff.
I mean, I'm not really the best person to back you on this. I wasn't a huge fan of Soul, so
Whoa, I didn't know that. Wow.
yeah.
Travis Snell with Onward. My gosh, you two.
I love Onward. It's in my top 10 Pixar. Get out of here. Just because of Chris Pratt. Taylor, where are you in the final three scenes? You have Soul. You said something about Soul. You got the background death, and you got the Wonder Woman death as well.
I really like that goodbye in Wonder Woman, but that whole setup and everything they did, like again, I don't feel like Chris Pine's character was needed for that story, and I get that they kind of just like threw him in there because he was only there for half an hour, so it like didn't do enough with that character. That being said,
Why aren't you saying this on the lead?
Yeah.
The
Supporting.
supporting actor.
supporting because I wanted it to win
You're
there.
defending him.
Yeah, but this
You
is
just
best.
really didn't
this
like
You
is
don't even
Onward.
have to throw
this
him
is
in
best
there.
scene. So I'm talking about the best scene of
Okay.
all
Fair
stacked with all these three. Like three best scenes for sure: Sister's Dinner, Birds of Prey scene, and I put the death of that girl on the host above this goodbye in Wonder Woman simply because like it was so creative and it was well executed again for what they were able to do. there was that quick flash of her head smacking down and back, and they didn't catch it enough to know what was going on, and it just says the normal background, and then just goes ham, and she smacks in like 20 times, and then it's
And the
gone.
chat was even going off too.
The chat
like,
was going off,
in the
yeah.
Zoom.
So you just have that whole period of just this horrible demonic Zoom call, and she's still just in her background walking. Like, it's terrifying.
Yeah, brushing her hair.
Let's see. Jessica, I'm gonna mute you for a second. Just move your board around, just because you had some. So it was coming back again for a second. The like.
That's
loudness.
because you don't like Soul. Travis is pissed.
yeah. Sorry, can you just be muted for the next hour? Okay, Kirkland. What about you? What is your the three that are left? What's your contender?
Yeah, it's tough. I don't even think I can like kick one off yet, honestly, because I liked all three of those scenes.
Okay.
I feel like out of the three, maybe the Steve Trevor goodbye I would have to kick off. But again, that was such a good scene in the film. It was very well shot. The background death, obviously there's some recency bias there because I just watched that movie like 2 nights ago, but that was just such a shocker, honestly. Like, if I had to remember anything from that film, it'd probably be that moment.
Did you watch that
'Cause it
alone? I'm just curious.
Oh yeah, dude. Shay went to a night shift, so I'm home alone. I had to turn on the lights halfway through that movie. I was getting wigged out 'cause it's all on a Zoom call. I'm like, this is literally what we do for podcasting.
Dude, I gotta watch this movie.
You'll like it.
Where does one watch it?
Somewhere on the interwebs or Shudder is like you might be able to buy it by
What the
itself.
hell is Shudder? I've never heard of that in my life.
It's a horror subscription service. It's really good actually. There's lots of good
Oh,
stuff.
okay,
on
that
there.
sounds awesome. Okay,
Oh, yeah,
Shudder.
there's-
I'm gonna
There's
go
tons of
subscribe
stuff.
right now.
Yeah, there's tons
How
of
much
good like
is it?
original
How
stuff.
much is it for a
I
month?
think it's only like $10, $9.99 or something like that. So it's not too bad. If you got Amazon, you just add on there. But you'll really like, and it's only like an hour and 2 minutes. It's not even it's like
Yeah,
quick in and
it's a
out.
short movie.
Yeah, it's really well done. So, so Dylan, you were in the Soul camp, right?
Yeah.
Kirkland, you're kind of all over the map.
I mean, I will say, here's my case for Soul, and it's I can't compare to the other ones because I haven't seen them, right? So it's difficult. I will say that I would actually put it higher even than Invisible Men or Birds of Prey. Both of those are tricky because I watched them so long ago. I straight up don't remember the Sisters Diner scene, and I think the Harley Quinn scene is good, so not much to say there. But the Soul as a movie really connected with me and hit me in many ways emotionally. I felt a lot of it like brought me back to times in my life with certain things in a really powerful way. And that zone scene I think is the perfect moment to describe that. I've felt that in my life before. Obviously it's a Pixar movie, so it's colorful and over the top and all these crazy things, but I've felt that where I'm just so into something that I feel like I'm neglecting other parts of my life where that's like all I am in that moment. And I don't know, it's a very powerful thing that I feel like Soul captured it in like this really weird Pixar-y way. And that was definitely the scene that did it for me. So that movie really hit me strongly. And I think that was probably, there was many moments that did, but that one probably did it the strongest in terms of relating to my own life personally. So yeah, that to me is like, I love that movie. And I love that particular scene, but I can't debate against Wonder Woman or Host because I haven't seen them. So that's for what it's worth. For me, it's higher than the 2 movies I have seen that we've bolded.
Yeah.
That's my case.
And Jessica, what about you?
So yeah. For me, I don't know. Out of what's left, I would mean the red and blue smoke screen from Birds of Prey. It's kind of the only one that I'm super hard set on.
Well, that one's locked, so you're good there.
I know, but all I'm saying is that I'm not, like being asked to rate kind of what's left, and it doesn't necessarily matter to me because none of them were kind of all that amazing, and it kind of depends to where scenes start and end. Because if you're talking about like the Trevor goodbye scene, and then that includes her running away and all her wounds are healing and stuff like that, because as he's disappearing she's getting her powers back, that makes that scene a little bit more powerful. But if it's just strictly the goodbye, then it's kind of like, well, whatever. And then also the zone thing, does that include him? At what point does that start and end of the zone? I don't know, the background death in the host. I mean, yeah, it was impactful, but I don't
It
know.
was impactful.
I expected it actually. So I expected when it was her just going back and forth, I expected something to break through her. I didn't necessarily expect it to be her head. I thought it might be like the poltergeist or something, but that's why it kind of really has to be defined in my mind what the scenes really are to compare them. I would probably say that the one, if we're including her running away and healing, I would say Wonder Woman 84 is probably mine.
I would include that because that whole scene is
Yeah.
within like 30 seconds from the goodbye and then her running away, so it's really short.
For what it's worth, my girlfriend who's watching the live stream texted me and says she agrees with my point on Soul.
Oh.
Now, she is very biased, but
Ooh,
thank you,
extremely
Mads,
biased.
for the
Yeah.
support, and maybe that has some favor here.
So
As her name is Mads, and we have a lot of love for the name Mads on this podcast. So
Is Mads
Yes.
short for something?
yeah, it's Madeline, but
Oh, I thought you were
but
gonna
we're
say
for the sake
Madison.
of conversation right now, it's Mads.
So what can you strictly define where that scene starts and ends exactly?
Yes, at minute 23, 40 seconds in until no, I don't know. For me, I'm thinking about specifically. I'm thinking specifically, it's when 22 and Joe like pop through that hidden door, whatever it is, into that kind of sandy desert place, and there's all these souls there, and they're going through talking about it, and then like the boat comes up, and they're just like that concept that's kind of conveyed in that couple of minutes.
Yeah.
To me, it's like strictly that sandy desert abyss place is what I'm talking about, and not when that's like when it calls back to it later, because they do when he's in the zone, he kind of visits that place temporarily. Not talking about that stuff, just strictly that scene.
Yeah.
The first time.
Yeah. I was talking about like when they're like kind of explaining the premise of what that area was and who the people were and stuff like that. So I agree with Dylan on what part of the zone we were referring
Kirklin, what
to.
is your number one pick? Because you were on the fence
number
a
one
lot
pick?
when you gave
Yeah.
your answer. So everyone seems like Jessica's kind of not sure about the context of scenes. I think Taylor and I are on one, but where is your one?
Yeah, it sucks because I feel like I have a case for each one of these. I feel like the one I'm leaning the least strongly on is the Steve Trevor goodbye. However, like that was such a well done scene. Like it was just so crisp and everything about it. Like thinking back on it, it was just so well done. So the zone one, Dylan brought up a lot of good points. I like what he was saying there. I like hearing Mads' opinion on there.
That's Mads.
And yeah, like that movie did really sit with me, but I feel like again, I'm like almost leaning away from that one because I feel like that isn't the number one scene that I think of when I think of that movie.
There's something in your background. Look out.
Oh no.
So Switzerland, continue.
Switzerland, yes, thank you. If I had to pick one, which I do, because that's the point of this podcast right now.
That's what he asked you 4 minutes ago. Yeah.
Let's go background death scene. I don't think the host is gonna pop up in here again. Could be surprised, so I'm gonna vote for that one.
I back it.
Okay.
That's a
Okay,
lock.
there you go.
Nice.
It's locked.
Oh wow.
There we go. Sorry, Matt. I hate the us three up here. And then Jessica didn't vote either, so you can hate her too. So you can just like Dylan.
I mean, I was gonna switch to Soul just to like end this, but
It's not too late.
It kind of is too late because that's only two people.
Damn.
I can
Well,
be persuaded.
I tried my best.
Unless someone else is gonna hop over. But I think
Let's
our
just
time is
move
passed.
on. Yeah, let's just
Kirkland
move on.
doesn't remember my Chris Pratt nod that I gave him earlier, so that's fair. You know, some
Me and
people
Taylor remembered it.
forget.
I jumped over for you.
Best score. Yeah. I think there's an obvious one to throw here. We were just talking about quite a bit. Soul.
Mhm.
Yep. Great. Trent Reznor. 9 Inch Nails. So that's
I
what I'm
would-
throwing out.
I would throw that one out as well.
Okay.
Yeah, some great jazz
Oh.
music, some Trent
Mhm.
Reznor being weird, all the good stuff.
I'll throw out Tenet on there. Just good.
Absolutely.
That was Ludwig too, wasn't it?
It was Ludwig. Yep.
Oh,
Yep,
the
it was
boy, the
Ludwig.
man of the year. Come on now.
Oh yeah, the MVP. Yeah, I back it.
Backed by me.
Oh, it was quiet there for a second. Yep. Taylor, what about you? Because you like your scores. What stuck out to you this year?
Ooh, so what stuck out to me this year for score was, yeah, we got Soul, got Tenet. uh, I don't think I was gonna back it, but Mulan.
I can't.
I can't.
I won't.
Okay, I'm gonna throw Invisible Man as I just rewatched
Yes.
it, and the score is
Oh.
like it's quiet, but like it's specifically when Invisible Man shows up, and it's those sounds like it's like this weird, like it's Mad Maxy, but it's just they make his presence really scary. It kind of reminds me of Dylan's favorite Bane in The Dark Knight Rises. Whenever he shows up, he just has a different sound than the rest of the movie, and I quite enjoy that. I actually don't know who scored that movie.
I would back that.
I back
Definitely.
Okay,
I got nothing.
I
feel like
got
didn't Birds of Prey have fun music and things like that? I don't really. I'm not a score
More
person. so-
soundtrack than
It's,
score,
yeah,
wasn't it?
it's
I can't remember.
soundtrack more than score. Yeah.
We have melded them before, but the only reason why I'm not throwing out there because I just think it's gonna get kicked right away because I don't know if anyone has anything else other than those three.
What about
'Cause
New
again-
Mutants?
No, I thought about that. I couldn't remember
Pink
a
Floyd?
single link.
Isn't there Pink Floyd in that movie?
I don't
back
think
it.
it's actually in the movie.
Oh,
Pink
okay.
Floyd.
Okay.
Just
Yeah, but- I don't know. Apparently, enough difference between soundtrack and score to be.
oh, of course.
I
The-
don't know. I
Invisible
think we
Man-
have allowed some movies that had soundtracks before. Maybe we'd had it in two categories.
No, we combine them some. Yeah, we would say score /
Yeah.
soundtrack. So.
Like in the case of Guardians, I'll allow that in the score section because the soundtrack is so integrated with what the movie is. But anyway, I don't know.
What if I throw out, because this is kind of a nerdy one, all the sound effects and stuff that went with Onward. There was a lot of like little Easter eggy things.
sound effects.
That's a whole new
No.
category.
I don't know.
I will not back it.
Yeah, I can't quite remember too much of the audio from that film. It's mostly just the scenes that I remember.
I'm surprised Taylor
Nice
won.
try.
I thought
What
he'd say
about
something.
Wonder Woman? Because Travis, you're all about Wonder Woman. You got Bruce Wayne's parents' theme in there.
No, I don't. No, I wouldn't because I felt like it was
You
kind
actually,
of
that's wicked.
yeah. I feel like it was kind of disappointment. I won more the theme. I don't know why you showed me out because I think I specifically in the review said I was disappointed by the score. The score.
Oh,
and it was Hans
shit.
Zimmer. And it was Hans Zimmer doing it too. There wasn't enough of the theme. There was. Yeah, I just want to shout Benjamin Wallfish. He's the guy that did Invisible Man. He's the same guy that did It, who has been nominated many times this year for this. And I love Benjamin Wallfish a lot, so that makes sense why.
His last
I like
name is Wall Fish.
I will say it out for you. I will spell it out. WALLFISCH.
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think it's pretty
cool.
close. I know I'm not the smartest guy, but I got that one. So, well, if we don't have anything else to shout out, these would be the three: Soul, Tenet, and Invisible Man.
I'm locking them in. Giving them the gold.
Well, if no one has anything else, they're just auto locked. So,
That was
Lightyear.
easy.
Okay, best score: Soul, Tenet, Invisible Man. You'll find out the winners. I'm not sure when the winner cast going out. I think we're gonna do it in February because Oscars isn't until April, so we're not gonna hold it till then. These are our categories, so we'll put it sometime in April. Give time for people to vote. Visuals. Who wants to go first on visuals?
Soul.
So
Back.
I will back it.
I'll back Soul. Absolutely.
Taylor,
Okay,
what's your
probably just leave those three on the screen and
Oh.
just.
Yeah.
next- I think so. Yeah, because I would put out Tenet. I think visually, we had a problem with the sound mixing and stuff like that, but that's because Christopher Nolan's obsessed with all these visuals. Like you got the inverse stuff, you got the scope. Just the actual scope of the last battle is pretty
Yeah.
crazy. Like how it's
He
shot.
crashed like a plane into a building. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah. All right, Tenet's. I did have Onward on this list, just so you know.
Hey, let's go.
Pixar, of course.
Yeah. I think there's lots of cool like different designs of animals and creatures and stuff like that, and the adventure they go on, and it's
Mhm.
colorful. So yeah, I have Soul.
I would say Birds of Prey has great costumes, really colorful,
Mm.
a lot of fun, just visual movie.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
back
I
that.
back it. I didn't even think about the costumes, but yeah, I back that all the way.
Great.
Because we've always thought visuals is like Spider-Verse stuff like that, but I didn't even think about that. So
Sorry, which movie was this?
Birds of Prey,
Birds of Prey. Yes.
And the one emancipation of one.
Fantabulous.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Harley Quinn's.
I'm not
Are
typing
we
that
leaving
out.
Invisible Man on there?
I was just about to ask that because it's a.
I
trick.
certainly would. I think visually
Yeah.
for an invisible
I
man.
honestly,
I
yeah.
certainly would.
I'm gonna throw this out there. I'm gonna throw out Sonic.
I back it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, just like honestly, the updated version of what they did for the Sonic character, it looked amazing. So I had to throw it out there.
I'm gonna back it just because Travis doesn't want me to.
Honestly,
It's
though,
great
like,
visuals, like effects, dude.
No,
Come
it
on
It
now.
was. It
God,
was
he
so
looks like
good.
crap.
And that
What?
te-
No, he
no,
looked
he looked
amazing.
way
No, but I
better.
mean, like, he still doesn't have that like lifelike quality in the movie. He still looks like he's completely animated. He's not looking like Gollum or like Davy Jones. You can tell he's like a CG character, and James Marsden's acting against a tennis ball. Screw Sonic.
Well, still, I think credit
No.
is definitely
The
due
movie's
because that
trash.
team went through
Trash.
hell to redo him, and they got
Oh, exactly.
the short end of the stick
They
at
put
the
the
end
hell
of
on
it.
themselves. That's not an
I-
excuse.
I
I
don't
am more
blame
impressed with someone who
developers.
can act with a tennis ball than someone who can act with a human.
Oh, yeah.
personally.
But like even when they showed the scene, like when they're in like the Sonic world, I don't know what it would be called. Just like the other creatures and stuff, like it just looked amazing. So
Mhm.
come on now, Travis.
No, it didn't.
His tails in that
Kirklin's
movie.
spitting fast.
He is in that movie.
He has a
Nice.
cameo.
It looked
in it.
amazing too. Great visuals.
One may say the best visuals.
Some may say.
That's what we're
That's
here.
up to you three. Yeah,
We'll
that's
we'll
up to you
find
three.
out.
What else?
So we got Tenet, Onward, Soul, Invisible Man, Sonic.
Was there no
Uh,
space movies this year?
No.
Space movies usually get a shoe in here.
Yeah. No Ad Astra or anything like that. No.
I watched Interstellar this year. That's probably what I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
Did anyone?
Oh.
Can I ask a couple? Just if anyone saw that, just, like raise your hand. If not, just ones that I popped up that I thought would have been popular that haven't been discussed at all. But like Scoob.
I
Anyone
saw
watch-
it. Shit.
Okay. Bill and Ted.
Bill and Ted. I didn't see it.
I haven't seen it yet. No.
No, I watched Bill and Ted. There was like Artemis Fowl was a big one that came up on a lot of sites.
Just awful. Like painful.
Possessor was
I didn't
another
get
one
around
that
to Possessor. No.
and then Bad Boys came up on a lot of sites too, was popular. And
No, that's shit too.
okay. It seems like a lot of stuff we all kind of watched the same things. A lot of stuff that was out
Yeah.
that
Travis, maybe you can remind me of this. So, this movie, it's a 2019 movie, but I know it's not going to get nominated anything here. But we watched Color Out of Space in 2020, did we not?
Well, it's a weird thing of like I think it's. I'm still
Oh my
willing to
God,
put
that
it
movie.
somewhere else later. I'm not going to put in visuals, but I definitely want to put, even if it means breaking our category rule, I'm willing to put it somewhere else later on, but not in best visuals because I don't think it looked very cheap in my opinion.
Man,
What's
I
the
want to go
color,
back to
man?
best scene. I got something to reckon with here. Let's get some Nick Cage being creepy. Yeah, I get the shoulder massage.
did
Watch
did
that.
anyone else watch A Whisker Away?
No, but Shay saw it. And she absolutely loved it. So
Yeah, I haven't bothered to bring it up because I figured I was the only one.
yeah.
Just trying to fuck with my lights because for some reason in the middle they're two different colors. I don't know what's going on.
You need to get those expensive lights. They
Yeah, I
won't-
need
about-
those $2,000 lights you have.
What about New Mutants in here? I feel like this could fit in here.
I like how you
Good
say that
visuals.
without like any passion whatsoever.
Well, I just
No,
hated that
feel like,
movie.
I feel like it would just go
Yeah.
quickly, so no.
Okay.
What about Mulan? I know the movie itself wasn't great, but like the Phoenix and like the fight scene with the snow like falling down the mountain, things like that. There was a couple good scenes. Not like best scenes, but the visuals for the scenes were cool.
What do you think, Taylor?
When I think of like the Phoenix and like the avian like species, I just think of like, well, we already seen that before in Fellowship of the Ring with the Eagles, and we already had like a snow avalanche scene in Fellowship of the Ring, so I think it's already been done before.
Okay, yeah, sure. I'm
I
not
thought
even
that in
gonna
Tenet.
argue.
When I was watching Tenet, I'm like, there's a car race scene? Oh, I've already saw this.
Yeah, I saw
I
Fast
saw
and
this.
Furious.
Fast Furious. No need to watch this.
Oh man.
Okay.
Well, it looks like we got our list then. There's nothing else to add.
Okay, I want to lock Soul.
Lock it.
I want to lock Soul.
Yep.
What is going on?
That's where the legs drop behind Travis.
I'm in Soul right now. Yeah, I'm about to be in fucking Host right now. Like, oh, my lights. What's wrong? Oh my god, it's stupid. I just put in the classic GB green. There we go. Okay, so Soul's locked. Honestly, the only other one I have for like a potential like locking is Tenet, just because it's so visually impressive. And then the third spot, I'm down to debate whatever, but that's my only like I feel strongly about. The rest are all kind of in somewhere.
Visuals is the only category for Tenet where I really say I just without a doubt enjoyed it. I'd back Tenet as a lock.
I'd back it too.
I'd back it.
Very well polished movie.
Now I'm gonna make a pitch
Yep.
here. I want to lock
Oh,
Sonic in.
no.
The visually, again, it was awesome. We got to see a perfect blend of the Sonic like world and his aesthetic with humankind. Oh,
Perfect blend.
I think his animation was amazing, but like there's a couple scenes with like Dr. Robotnik like on his devices and stuff that I felt weren't as polished, but Sonic looked amazing. I don't know if I would agree with you for the overall movie though.
Yeah, if anything, I feel like I would make a pitch to get rid of Sonic.
Oh yeah, for sure. Get it fucking out of here. Throw it in the
Sonic
garbage.
is gone.
Of these remaining three, I've seen two of them. I would go Birds of Prey, but Onward as a Pixar movie, understandable if that sneaks in there.
Yeah, I think I would vote to take off Invisible Man.
I will back that 100%.
I'll back that as well.
Oh, that's that.
Thank you.
I would agree with you on Birds of Prey because I'm just thinking about like Black Mask's club and stuff like that, and all his outfits and everything, and
A lot of style.
Yeah, and when you talk about the best scene, like that scene's nothing but visuals. Like, okay, you got some score in there, Margot's being great, but it's like the colors, the choreography kind of has to play with that. So I think it has like a nice eye for color. So I would throw my weight behind Birds of Prey out of Onward. Oh, Invisible Man's gone. So yeah, that's who I'd throw. And no, it's not Sonic.
I would back Birds of Prey.
There.
Yeah,
that's the three. Just like that.
I would back Birds of Prey as well. I feel like if I was comparing the two animated movies, Soul was just a step up for me, and Onward falls to the wayside.
Okay, last two. I guess we got three categories, but they'll be quick. Do we have anything for worst? You guys said worst. I have one, but I have nothing
Worst
else.
film?
I don't have
New
any.
Mutants.
Really,
I got a
hated
few.
Mutants that
I got a few of
much?
these.
I really did not like New Mutants. I'm not
Wow,
gonna lie.
surprised.
Yeah.
Are
I
we
felt like
doing
it was-
worst right now?
Well, I'm not backing that, and I don't think Taylor's gonna
I
back.
don't
it.
have any.
I'm back in New Mutants. I thought it was terrible.
I'll
Let's
back
have one
Dylan's stuff
movie.
before I back New Mutants.
Yeah, actually, I was looking through this and like these aren't that like because most of they're just like horror thriller movies that weren't great. The only one that's like truly bad is The Wolf of Snow Hollow. I don't know if anyone watched that. Not
no.
good. Not a good movie.
The Wolf of Snow Hollow. I gotta look this up.
Don't watch it. Don't look it up. Just forget about it. But if you need
I
something, I'll put that one on there. And just trust me, it's if I watched
Is there a
majority
werewolf?
like bad horror movies this year, that one was by far the worst. And
Oh, it is a werewolf.
Why
movie,
didn't you
Taylor.
tell me about this, Dylan? Well,
because
this
it
is
was so
strange.
bad that I never wanted to think of it again, and I'm surprised I even stumbled upon it when I was writing a list of the movies I saw.
Oh, Taylor, this movie's so for you. A stressed-out police officer struggles not to give in to the paranoia that grips his small mountain town as bodies turn up after each full moon. Oh my God! And Robert Forster's in this too.
Where did you
from,
watch this, Dylan? This is an Amazon Prime movie, isn't it?
I watched it on Plex. I don't know where it
Oh.
originates.
Wow, oh wow, it bombed. Budget of $2 million. Made
It's very
800
bad. It's
Made
a very, very bad.
$880,000.
It's
Oh.
got a 71% audience score and it's a 89% tomato meter.
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
Okay, so what else you got, Dylan?
Well, there's another horror movie that wasn't great called The Rental. It was Dave Franco directed one.
I'll back you 100%.
But it's not like
It's
The Wolf of
pointless,
Snow Hollow is a
dude.
really, really bad movie. The Rental is not on that tier.
The rental the rental's just so like it's so basic. It is
very basic, yes. Yeah.
I was offended that Dave Franco directed. Like he didn't even feel like he tried. It just is
It was
just a
a bit-
movie.
So there's another one.
Yeah.
And then I didn't like The Hunt. I think Travis maybe enjoyed that one. I
I
remember
like
you
The Hunt,
talking about
yeah.
it. But that one didn't really do it for me. But I'm not really passionate about that one. But you could put The Rental on there if you want. I'm fair. I didn't like it enough to want to defend it.
I'm back in the rental for now, at least.
I wanted to
Sorry,
see
Dave.
The Hunt. I didn't get a chance to though. But interesting that it's got split reviews in here.
My dad loved it. If that goes for anything.
My dad loved it.
So me and Kirkland had New Mutants. Were you backing us on that, Dylan?
I haven't seen it.
Don't.
There you go.
Go see it, and then you can decide if you want to put it on this
Yeah,
list.
it popped up on Plex back up in like August, and I was always like, oh, maybe I'll get around to it, and just never did. But
Oh
you
my
guys aren't really
God.
selling me
I-
on it, wanting to
I
watch
really, really did not like it.
It's a
I
good
say
I
we
movie.
didn't like any of the characters that were in it, honestly.
I say we put Color Out of Space. I don't care if it has some
Yeah,
weird release
let's
date
do
where
it.
it kind of came out in 2019. It was on I listened back to our
Oof.
2020 preview and it was in it. So it
Oof.
counted. So that's a full on.
That
That
was-
is number one.
That was one of the toughest movies I've had to watch for the podcast. I'm not
So
gonna lie.
gross.
Howard the Duck was on there. You know, a couple other terrible movies, but
How the Duck's way better than Color Out of Space. Don't even kid yourself.
I would
I
agree
would-
with you there because that was that bad.
I went and looked it up, and it came out in February in the Philippines. So I mean, for some places, it was a
There you go.
2020
There you
film.
go for our
There you
Philippine
go.
fans.
GG's big in the Philippines. So
Yeah,
there you go.
massive market there. We're going touring there once COVID's done.
It's true.
Do we have anything else?
I'm gonna throw out Mulan.
For worst movie,
Whoa.
Yeah.
Really?
I will agree with it because everything I saw was terrible.
I will
The
not back
8
it.
minutes.
If you
Definitely
need a
not
third one, put
worst.
Wolf of Snow Hollow in there, and everyone just trusts me on that.
This is like the circle situation where
Yeah.
like where I just absolutely despise that movie so much that Dylan was just feeding off my hate for that movie, and that is me right now with the Wolf of Sleepy Hollow, whatever
I'll
it's called.
back the Wolf, Sleep Hall, and Mulan just so New Mutants isn't on there because I like New
I'll back
Mutants.
Wolf of Sleepy Hollow, but not Mulan.
Oh, we
Well,
got
It's too
we
late.
got
it's
Snow
back.
Hollow, not Sleepy Hollow.
I will in fact watch Mulan before. And now I'm gonna have to watch The Wolf of Snow Hollow too because I gotta make a right judgment. So I will watch Mulan and Snow Hollow before the voting happens. I will do this.
But we only have to have
I
3,
apologize then.
Yeah. So we have Color Out of Space, The Wolf of New Hollow, or whatever, and
but no,
then-
there's the rental.
Oh yeah.
Which you have seen.
I hate the rental so fucking much, and I love all the people in that movie. It's annoying, but no, I'll give Dylan the Wolf and Snow Hollow thing because I think I don't know. I think there's probably a chance that one might be worse than the rental. The rental's just boring.
Are you
It's super
keeping
cool.
Mulan up there as your backing?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
So we got 4 movies.
The Rental is a great movie compared to The Wolf of Snow Hollow.
No, there's not 4 movies, Taylor. It's the Wolf, it's Mulan, and it's Color Out of Space. Mulan's up there, Taylor.
Okay, so I'm pulling off the Wolf of Snow Hollow.
No.
Wait,
are
what?
you-
I'm
That's up
confused.
there.
The Rental, Color Out of Space, The Wolf of Snow Hollow, and Mulan. That's what you're saying?
Take off the rental.
Take off the rental.
There you go, Dave. You're saved from worst movies category this year.
Fuck that movie. Oh man.
Now we have to all go watch The Wolf of Snow Hollow.
Yeah, I apologize for that. That was not my intention.
We might
Yes.
make that an after 9 watch along. We'll
Yeah.
subject our patrons to it too. We'll have some fun. Okay, we got 2 left. We got anticipating the big one. So most anticipated. This is up for you guys to decide because Jessica, you're pitching on doing this. The reason I said no is because only Tenet and Birds of Prey had come out. We still have Ghostbusters, Dune, and Bond. and those would be the 3 I would keep.
I would. There's other stuff I would keep over some of those. Like, I mean, this is, granted things can be pushed back, but like you wouldn't put Quiet Place 2 in there.
No, I would. So here's the thing: I would punt Ghostbusters for Spider-Man 3 action out because Tobey Maguire's in Spider-Man 3. That's the only reason I would. That's the only change up I would do there, and I think Taylor and Kirklin would back me on that one. I think.
Yes, 100%.
Is most anticipated, like, are we trying to say these movies are coming out in 2021, or just like movies in general that we're excited for?
I would say movie. Well, I would.
Movies that are set to come out in 2021, I'd
yeah,
say, right?
set. Yeah, as of
Which
right
is kind of a meaningless term anyway.
Oh
but
yeah,
Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
What
I mean,
about,
I'd
like,
still put Dune up there for me as probably my most anticipated.
Oh yeah.
I haven't really looked. I've been kind of out of it in the movie news scene, but I'm pretty excited.
I'd keep
for Dune.
Dune there. I would keep Bond there, and I'd put Spidey there.
What about Black Widow?
No, it didn't make it
Nah.
last year.
No.
Space Jam?
It's not my.
Very
Don't
excited
Breathe
for it.
2?
But no.
I'm
No,
excited for
there's-
Don't Breathe 2.
I am, but I don't know how they're gonna work. Taylor, you got any input on this?
Sorry, I need the list. We got Dune, Spider-Man, and what was the other one?
No Time to Die was still on there, the Bond one.
Right. And yes, I do have some.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
So-
Don't try it. You tried to pitch it last year, didn't make it.
I don't know.
Carl is throwing
what
out
that
Mortal
was.
Kombat.
Hmm.
Maybe if
different
we had
reasons.
5, but yeah, for if we had 5 maybe, but if we had 3, I couldn't give it over those 3.
I'm gonna throw. Well, this is kind of more like an honorable mention because I don't know where my hype is, but freaking Monster Hunter. Like, I want to be anticipated for that, but it's faded away. I don't know where that movie has gone. Sony is out the door with that. Like,
It can't.
it's
You just want a
vanished.
chance to trash it. That came out last year. We just didn't get it. That's a last year movie.
Well, it's coming out this year. It's like it's coming out this year officially in Canada, like the Color Out of Space scenario. So, but one I will put out for most anticipated is Godzilla versus Kong. Oof, that movie! Holy crap!
Oh. I said you tried this last year. None of us bit. We don't want this movie.
What about
What about it?
Snyder Cut? The 4-hour movie they just confirmed.
Oh man, that's a real thing. Yeah. No, I wouldn't put it in there.
Matrix 4?
No.
John Wick. 4.
Eternals?
No. They gotta sell me on that one. On Eternals, I got a long wave, so no, I no.
Uncharted?
No.
No.
Halloween Kills?
No. Change the
God,
title
look at all
maybe.
these buzzkills here. Oh my gosh.
Venom
okay.
2?
Yeah,
No,
Morbius.
yes.
Let's vote Morbius on this list.
Can you say the full title of Venom 2? Is that on there, Jessica?
I
Devil
can-
made me do it.
Venom 2. Let there be carnage while the devil made me do it. No, not to Venom. Venom 1 is a mistake.
It's a good watch with friends.
Watch it alone. Is that our list? Spider-Man 3, Bond, Dune.
Well, considering no one is going to even discuss anything else, I guess it kind of has to be.
I'm not
Well-
excited for anything except for Dune. I don't know. Like, if you haven't pitched anything that I'm excited for.
None of the other Marvel movies I'm excited. Like I'm always excited, but I'm way more excited for the Disney Plus stuff, like Loki and Falcon Winter Soldier. Those are series. Like WandaVision, well, I think is even better than what Black Widow's gonna be.
Oh, yeah.
The DC stuff, I don't like. I'm intrigued by Snyder Cut, but I'm not anticipated. Godzilla, that whole franchise is a mess. Halloween Kills is a sequel to a disappointing Halloween movie. Ghostbusters was a nostalgia play. Space Jam, no, Michael Jordan's not in it. Michael Jordan's better than LeBron, so that's a just put right there. Like I'm trying to think, but that's why Dune looks like it's gonna be a great movie. No Time to Die is a great Bond movie, hopefully, and Toby surprise.
Don't be surprised.
Well, then I guess that's that.
That's the 3. Shouts to Toby. All right, best film, or the last one. Any person want to start?
Soul.
I back it.
Sold.
Back it.
I'm just gonna throw it out there, and then Kirkland, you can give your whole thoughts. I'm gonna throw out Tenet.
For best film?
Yep.
I'll back
Kirkland has
it.
a mischievous look on his face right now.
I'm not gonna.
I was getting the
back
vibe that you really liked it based on this so
Me?
far. So yeah.
I felt like I had a lot of expectations for it, and because I love Nolan films so much and movies that are trippy and just make you think, like all of his movies really, you think of Inception, and Interstellar, stuff like that. And this movie definitely had that, but I felt like the reveal moment where it all kind of comes together was really messy for me. And I felt like a lot of the inverse stuff just didn't click with me as much as I wanted it to. And like the first time I watched it, I like felt really weird after the movie was over, because I'm like, okay, the movie's over and it's Nolan, so I should love this movie. And like I'm just waiting for this like eureka moment for everything to like coincide in my brain all nicely, similar to like what I had with Inception and Interstellar and those other amazing Nolan films. But I just didn't have it with this one. I watched it twice now. I had all day today to just simmer on it, and I was just marinating on it. I know when I watch it again, I'll probably like it more. I'll just probably because I'll like it more, or sorry, I'll understand it more. But yeah, as of right now, it's not what I really wanted. So
Jessica's the deciding vote if Tenet makes it as just a contender.
Yeah, but if it's a contender, I mean, that could knock out something else.
It could, yeah. So it's up to you.
You didn't like it either, Dylan?
I would say I'm very disappointed with it overall. I think I will probably enjoy it more if I watch it again. I've still only seen it the one time. And I mean, by definition, if I look at my list, like it's in my top 3 because I've seen so few movies, but I'm just not passionately positive enough on it that I wouldn't want to back it. Which it breaks my heart to say that, because we did the whole Nolan retro and I really loved going through all of his films. And this one just didn't work for me.
Yeah, I only watched it once, and like even in the beginning, I was texting Travis. I was just like, "Does this movie get better? Like, should I keep watching this?" It wasn't until just over an hour in where things started to get interesting. And I mean, in a movie that's only 2.5 hours, I mean, to be halfway in before you start to like anything is pretty brutal. I don't think I'm going to put it up.
All right, there we go. Let's see. Birds of Prey. That's my next one I got up there.
I'll back that.
I will back it.
Okay, that's in there.
What about Onward? Here?
I would back Onward.
Yeah. Let's go. What about you, Travis? Now, apparently it's in your top 10. Let's see if it's in your top 3.
It is, but you guys didn't give Tenet through the contenders, so I feel like I'm going to have to...
You're so retaliatory, if that's even a word.
I always
I like that word. It's a good word.
It's always a push and pull. Sure, for now. Taylor, what about you?
No, none of mine are gonna go. We've already gone through this from previous, so I'm not even gonna pitch them.
So sad.
I'm surprised he didn't even pitch Invisible Man. But he didn't care that much about it. That's my last pitch, is Invisible Man.
Yeah, I'm pitching that as well, so I'm backing it.
I'm not.
I will.
Thank you, Taylor. Thank
Taylor,
God.
jeez.
What are your other picks? What are in your top 3?
I won't lie, I forgot to actually throw Invisible Man as best film, so I'm glad you said that, Travis.
Not a good sign.
My other pick was Train to Busan Peninsula, because I really freaking love that, and Sonic the Hedgehog. And I actually had New Mutants, because New Mutants I was not hyped for after all the delays, but I came out of the theater extremely satisfied. Me and Travis were hype.
I did too, but I know it's not gonna, with Dill not seeing these two like hating it so much. If there's top 5 maybe, but I know they're not gonna go for it. I liked it. I don't know if I'm not gonna describe to when he said we were so hyped on it. I don't think that was my emotion. I don't think I was like so hyped.
High five outside the theater.
Yeah, New Mutants.
Can you believe we finally got to see it?
They're so new. No, I just was pleasantly surprised. So, anything else to show? Because right now we have Soul, Birds of Prey, Onward, and Invisible Man. Those are the four.
Wow. Wonder Woman's not a contender for you guys.
Oh,
Nah.
No.
had good pieces. The whole pie, not so much.
Damn.
Just the crust, yeah.
Not terrible. It's not like awful. It's just like it's not near the first one level. But yeah, I got no more movies to show as far as the best. 'Cause like I said, there's some like the New Mutants, but
Well,
and I guess there's hosts,
I
but-
will. I'm gonna back Tenet then at this point because
Ooh.
looking at this is a weak field.
I will back Tenet because I'm surprised you guys don't like it as much. After watching it the first time, I was a little unsure, but I've grown to really like it, and I love the flow of the movie and the storyline
Yeah.
and everything that they've done with that film. I love it. It blows it out of the water for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I still like. Well, I do like it a lot. I gave it a 9, but I liked it on the rewatch. Like I said, the subtitles help. But also, for me, it's just like I guess the film geeking me as far as like filmmaking wise, it's much better made than some of the ones we've already talked about. As far as just visually, I think acting's all good around, except Kenneth Branagh's all right in it. But like it's just like the set pieces. There's moments in the film that I remember a lot more than others. So that's why I'm still
Yeah.
on the Tenet bandwagon.
The set pieces are amazing, and like it's obviously got that Nolan like stamp of approval where like everything looks on a grand scale, just like how we were talking about that beach scene, the 747 going through the hangar. Like it's just these massive scale things, but again, it is Nolan, and I had huge expectations going into it, and I was a little let down with the whole inversion and just the explanation of it all. It wasn't wrapped in a bow tie like I was really hoping for. Maybe I'm just not smart enough to understand it. I had to,
yeah,
That's
you
how
didn't
I
get
feel.
it. You
That's
didn't
how I
get it.
feel, and I hate that feeling, right? Like, am I
Yeah,
too stupid
and-
for this movie? That sucks.
yeah. I'm like tweeting at Nolan. I'm like, you call me an idiot? What is this?
The reason I brought that up, I like Tenet more than Invisible Man, is why I mentioned that. Obviously, Onward I
you
haven't
saw the
seen.
writing on the wall there. Oh, I see what happened.
But I'm not,
Sneaky play.
I'm not mad if Invisible Man makes it. It's just to me it was just such a forgettable movie. So like
Oh.
I did watch it and we're sitting here talking about it and it's just so much of it has been erased from my mind, That's
I thought that was a special movie, honestly. I thought that one was at least like underrated for me at least, because really only it was like Taylor and Travis that were talking about it.
Good
Everyone
movie
else
for
on my
you
close-
simpletons, You get it. Just the guy just has a suit, he's invisible, that's it. You don't gotta worry about Tenet and all that.
But yeah, no, that movie just blew me out of the water. I think it played really well on the elements of is it in her head or not. Halfway through the movie, it's pretty clear like what happens, but up to that moment, it just was such a like an ominous presence of, is this really a thing? And like the way that the cameras were shot before you actually know that it is a person, it was just done in such a really smart way. So shouts out to the director on that. Who directed it, by the way?
Lee Winnell, the guy that wrote Saw and stuff like that. So he's not James
okay.
Bond, the main guy, but yeah, he did that. Also, everyone watch Upgrade, that's great. And then he's doing The Wolf Man with Ryan Gosling next, which is going to be tons of fun.
Not the Sleepy Hollow
It's
one.
a
or Snowy
sequel
Hollow.
to Snowy Hollow.
Yeah, that was the prequel. This is Ryan Gosling. So
Jessica, you had your hand up.
Yeah, I just want to say that you kind of do know that there's an Invisible Man. The movie is literally called Invisible Man.
But that could
I
mean
don't know.
like her
I disagree,
manifestation
though.
of like what's in her
Yeah.
mind.
Because it really plays on the lines of like, oh, she's just crazy. Because like clearly her ex is dead, and she's still saying that she's seeing him, right? And then, I should have shouted this out in the best scene moment. Probably wouldn't have won, but like when she's having that one-on-one with like the little girl, and then the little girl just gets slapped. Oh my God, I was like,
terrible.
I
Yeah.
was terrified in that instance. That was so crazy. And like
Yeah.
before we actually got to see the outline of the Invisible Man. So like me thinking like just as the viewer, I'm like, man, maybe she did just slap her, and like it's totally in her mind. So I thought it was done really well.
I'm with Dylan on this one that I would choose Tenet over Invisible Man for best film of 2020.
I think I'm happy that Tenet is in there, but I'm thinking I'm more inclined to go with Invisible Man now. Like the more like over Tenet, the more we talk about it, because again, like when she's on top of the stairs in the attic and she throws the paint and he's right
Oh, the
there,
paint, yeah.
like that was
Oh,
so
yeah.
bloody well done.
Oh my God, that was.
And then he somehow magically washes it all off and is invisible again.
It's a high tech suit.
Yeah, he's a
Sorts
rich
of
man,
features.
We can explain that more than some of the stuff in Tenet. I'll tell you that. You know.
Yeah.
So
Still
what
scratch my head.
I'm gonna just shout out that I think other than for Jessica, and I don't know about Taylor's how much I think no Taylor you enjoy.
Soul,
I feel like
Soul is my
a
favorite
lock.
movie of the year. Yeah.
Yeah, to me,
Yeah.
Soul is
Lock
a
it.
full on lock.
Let's lock
yeah.
it.
Yeah, that's
Lock
a
it.
lock. Yeah, that is to me. That was
Great movie.
my second best movie of the year. Everyone go watch Promising Young Woman. So now we have to decide.
I think
we
I'll
gotta-
watch that one's on Plex. I'll watch that one, Travis.
Did you say not to watch that?
Promising
I
Young
s-
Woman.
Oh, I think I'm thinking of Pieces of a Woman.
No, well, I said don't watch that if you have kids or you're having children. It's very tough. It's a fantastic movie. It's on
Yeah.
Netflix. It's really powerful. Vanessa Curry's great, but it's like as a parent that was there's like a first half of that movie was very tough to watch because it's all about like the loss of a child. It's like it's not even if you haven't had children, it's a tough, heavy movie. So
Yeah,
really good.
not a
movie,
feel good
though.
movie.
Not at all.
So you're
not at
saying
all.
people with kids should not watch the movie?
No, I say just preference yourself because there's just time, especially. And I said to Jessica, she can make that choice, but like it's just I think especially for mothers, that'd be a very tough movie to watch as well too. So that's what I mean. I think it'd be there's an experience you go through. It's like, all right, so that's in none of these categories. What would and I'll just shut it out there. I think my next one is Birds of Prey. That's my other lock one because I love that movie. That was my film of the year for a long time, obviously because we got
Yeah.
no films. But that was up there for a while. I still really enjoy it. It's very rewatchable. Out of all these, I think I could rewatch the most. Even though Soul's kind of up there too. But that's my next one. But what else with you guys as far as showing? What's your second?
I would
strongest or
lock
anything you wanna
Birds of
boot?
Prey as well. Yeah, like I said, I haven't watched it in a while, but it still sticks with me a lot more than a lot of other movies.
Mhm.
I like that it's short. I like that there's a lot of great characters. It's very colorful and over the top. Something different for a comic book movie. It's very brutal as well. I like that. It kind of just goes really over the top with it, like Black Mask just getting eviscerated by a grenade at the end is like just such a unexpected thing from these comic book movies where the villain literally just explodes from a hand grenade. You just don't kind of see that kind of thing, right? And then I mean Margot Robbie is just amazing. So that's I can lock that one happily.
Oh, that like close-up scene with the sandwich being made and like the sexy music playing in the background. I love that scene. Just shouted that out actually when we were doing the best scenes.
Jessica did.
Yeah,
You
I said
didn't support her, Kirklin.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, no,
Wow.
sorry. I for some reason I didn't remember that scene being at the beginning of the film. I thought there was like another sandwich that she got, but
So Kirkland, Taylor, or Jessica, is anyone else on a lock on that, or are you going
I'm
a
a lock
different
with
direction?
it. Birds of Prey.
I'm locked.
Okay.
BOP.
So we have to decide between Tenet, Invisible Man, and Onward. Those are
Damn.
the three remaining.
That's
for the
tricky.
last spot. That is so
My lock is
Where does
right on
everyone
Invisible
feel
Man.
on Onward as the guy who hasn't
That
seen it?
was like top 3 movie of the year for me. I absolutely love that movie. I've rewatched it and loved it more and more every time. Yeah, love the performances as I was breaking down in the best supporting role, but
So you want to lock that one next? Is what you're saying?
over Invisible Man, Kirkland.
Yeah, I
So you
know,
were
You
just
just said it's
praising
the
that a
top
lot.
3.
Mhm.
I know, but Invisible Man, you know, it's I watched it in 2021, so I feel like it's tough for me to think of it being a 2020 movie.
Ooh.
It sounds like
It's
you have
got the
4
recency
movies in your
bias.
top 3. It sounds like.
Maybe I misspoke.
That's fine. So Taylor, you said you're full on Invisible Man.
Full
so I'll
on
put a point
Invisible
there
Man.
for it. You're full on Invisible Man. Full Monty.
Onward, the thing that makes me want to lean on Onward more is that it's just a lot more rewatchable than Invisible Man. It's definitely more of a feel-good movie than some lady that, you know,
She gets her
feels like
revenge.
she's being-
Feels good.
It's kind of like a Gone Girl situation though, where like I am rooting for her, but at the same time she's done some fucked up things. So
Yeah, but justifiably so. This guy fucking kills her sister and like ruins her
True.
life. Like, there's no like whatever. Carl in the chat says his top 3 is Onward, Soul, and Invisible Man.
Oh.
yeah,
So, but his wasn't Birds of Prey. So that's where it's tough. So Jessica, I imagine you're an Onward camp because Tenet and Invisible Man is not for you.
You have guessed correct. I think there's not just thinking of Onward as for Dylan who hasn't seen it, there are so many just like little references, like they drive past this breakfast place called like Second Breakfast, and you know there's all these things for like D&D references and different video game
Yeah.
references. Like it's super nerdy. There's so many little things that every time you watch it you kind of pick out some kind of new little quip or something Easter egg in the background that you didn't notice before. I just think it's
Yeah.
super fun to watch. Like, you were saying, Invisible Man doesn't have that same rewatchability. And Tenet, some of you guys have watched it multiple times and still don't enjoy it. So, where Onward just gets more enjoyable when you watch it.
I wouldn't say Invisible Man
Okay.
doesn't have rewatchability. I think it's just such a good movie on its own that you can watch it and you can take that with you for a few months. And after a long period of time, you can go back and you can watch it again because it's such a good experience.
Yeah, like I understand that argument because that argument is like it's the more depressing movie, so don't watch as much. But I don't, for me, qualify that as like that's the better movie because I'd counter with you, Kirkland, as far as like you really like Onward, but I feel like, and it is recent, so it's different with Invisible Man, but it's like what's gonna stick with you more eventually down the line. Where it's
Yeah.
like to me, and this is fine, you can have two Pixar films, but it's like we already have Soul. I think Soul, I love Onward, but I think Soul's like miles better than Onward. Onward is like a really fun adventure, but like I feel there's stuff like with the mom that doesn't really go anywhere. It's like some fun stuff with her and this buddy, and that's all right. I feel like it's a lesser movie where I feel like Invisible Man is a standout, kind of like you said with Doctor Sleep last year, a standout horror film. And
Yeah.
Tenet's not. I don't think getting the votes. It sounds like he's kind of slipping. So that's why I'm talking about Invisible Man versus Onward as far as the like. Where do you go in that situation? Like, what are you gonna when you
Yeah.
think about best films of last year in a couple of
Yeah.
years from now, when you see the pictures and you go, oh, like Onward, we didn't put Invisible Man, or vice versa. That's where it comes down to you because I think Kirkland will probably be a deciding vote because Dylan, I know you.
Well, Travis, I'm curious, Travis, are you number one on Tenet or are you Invisible Man over Tenet? And like politics out of it, like what is your personal favorite? What would you prefer of those two?
It's tough because I do like Tenet probably the most here, but I think a reason I lean towards Invisible Man is just the simplicity of it, and I like the story. Because the also thing I don't like the story is what I like the story is Liz Moss's character. I think they do a good job of portraying the like abuse and physical abuse in a relationship. And the first like 25, 30 minutes of that movie is not about him being invisible. It's about this like victim trying to survive and get past her life. Like she's afraid to even go get to the mailbox because she's just worried. She sees a jogger and she just fucking books it back in. She can't do anything. Like I liked all that stuff even before we got into the horse stuff. And I also think it has a strong performance where like, okay, Onward, obviously you guys fought for Pratt, but I feel like Elizabeth Moss in that movie from start to finish, you see something really, really great. Like I would put her performances over anybody in Tenet as well. So that's why I'm going like basis. We're talking about visual, spectacle, score. Like Tenet to me is up there, but there's things that stick with me as far as the characters and the performance. I think Moss is just like it's great to watch her, and it's like a fantastic performance. That's why for me, I am a little bit of the edge towards Invisible Man. If we had 5, yeah, I'd put them both in there. But if it's the 3, we got Soul and Birds, I give an edge to Invisible Man as well.
It's a good
Yeah.
case, yeah. And how about you, Taylor? Because I think everyone else has kind of said there. What's your number one here? Or, I don't know, what else do you want to close out the top 3?
My number one is definitely Invisible Man. I mean, not much can be said of what Travis has already said. It's just her character goes, like he said, from that crazy paranoid just kind of state of mind to being such a confident figure. And again, like the characters in Onward, for sure, like they go on such an emotional and bonding journey. But for me, out of these movies, like Tenet, I really, really like Tenet. But I just found that the characters and the storyline that Invisible Man had was just so interesting, and it was overcoming all these challenges, and it's just all the unexpected moments that turn into a horror movie and a thriller and just has you on the edge of your seat. Just was so good, and it's something that I need to, I want to rewatch it again now. So
Yeah. Yeah.
So it sounds like Travis and Taylor are behind Invisible Man, Jessica's behind Onward, and then Kirkland's kind of in between those two.
Yeah.
And then I haven't seen Onward, so I don't. I guess Kirkland. I mean, you can choose the fate here unless you really are set on Onward.
Yeah, it's tough because I love Onward so much. I've watched that movie and loved it more and more every time. And Invisible Man has the recency bias because I just watched it the other night. But that movie, I feel like will just stick with me for the fact that like I know it's not an original film. Like the idea of the Invisible Man, I'm sure it's been done at least a couple of times before. But like this movie just felt like something so special to me. It wasn't something I was expecting at all. It was done in such a smart, brilliant way, and I think it'll go down as like one of my favorite thriller movie. I don't know. Would you call it a horror movie? Not really. It's more suspenseful than anything. So, but yeah, I'm gonna have to give my vote Invisible Man here.
Nice.
See,
I think
like,
it's good to mix it up with, if you already have one Pixar on there, I like it from that perspective as well.
I feel like I watched a different Invisible Man than you guys because I did not love it as much as you guys.
I would
like
laugh
you
if
had
you
feel the
did.
same. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there it is. So we have Soul, Birds of Prey, and Invisible Man as the lock for the best film of the 2020. So it's weird seeing just 3 there. It's strange to see that. But yeah, so in the weeks, they'll be voting commencing for the patrons, the Facebook users, and all that. But yeah, if you want to get your official vote in there on Patreon, join any tier, and that will be going towards the other thing. Well, fam, we did it. Some good discussions. We found a way to salvage the Golden Geeks after a crazy delayed fill of the year. Let's hope. Well, this year we know we're getting a bunch of Warner Brothers movies, so we'll even have at least that. We have like 16 movies from them coming straight to streaming. So we got Matrix, we have Dune, we have all that stuff coming at least. Bond got delayed again, so we'll see. But anything you guys want to say before we get out of here?
We also have 72 Netflix originals coming.
That's right. One Netflix movie a week. Every week there's gonna be a new Netflix movie. So there you
I
go.
feel like there's-
That's
movies.
fucking nuts.
There's
Yeah.
52 weeks in a year, so there's
Yeah,
more than
but some
one a
are
week.
but they just like promise like there'll always be one new on a week. Like you might get multiples during a week, but they're saying at least a week you always get one new movie. But
That's
yeah,
so
they're
crazy.
they already draw. I don't know. It's just it's net. I trust the movie Netflix buys, maybe not the ones they make, to be honest. So yeah.
What
Well-
is when does Dexter come out? When does the new Dexter
Next
make
fall.
its appearance? Next fall.
Yeah, I think because it always used to come out September-ish, like when the show is like real like time. I think it will be September, October-ish. Same
Of
thing. They're starting to
21
film
or
right now.
22?
I think it's this year, 2021.
That's crazy.
They're casting, and I think they're starting or they're going to be filming soon. So they got their
Wow.
casting, they got their pre-production. So it's happening. A nice 8-episode revival. So I can't wait for that.
Damn.
So
Cool
there we go,
beans.
ladies and gentlemen. Well, thank you very much for joining, Dylan. It's good to have you back, sir.
Yes, thank
It
you.
was
for
fun.
Yeah, it's nice to
Thank
see you.
Yes, it was good to hang out with you guys as well. Of course.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back with the voting, and we promise I'll not be boring.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Adios. All right.
Let-